Welcome everybody to CHC Morgan Field here for the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Washingtonville Wizards. A beautiful yet chilly Friday night under the lights here. Obviously, I am Makai Winfrey, and I am joined by, usually, Ryan DiCostanzo. Ryan, big game tonight. Are you really excited to watch this one?
I haven't been more excited for a football game than tonight. I can't lie.
Well, I hope you can't lie, because you got to tell us, what are the three things that Warwick has to do tonight to be able to win?
Obviously, it's a huge game. You're going to hear us keep saying it. You got to keep the momentum going. We're 7-0. It's the last home game. You have the home crowd here, plus playoff implications. So it's win and we're in. Again, you're going to keep hearing us say that, the win and in. That's the goal tonight. But in order to do that, they got to come out swinging. We've seen in all of these games, Brody Frederick and his offense, they're electric. And again, on the third side, you got to trust both sides of the ball. You have Grant Havel, Wyatt Vreeland, Lucas Siebert, all on the defense. You also have the Mazza, you have the Sullivan brothers, you have Brody Frederick. Just a huge arsenal on both sides of the ball. If you trust all those guys, it's going to be a great game.
Who is going to be the most important player in making sure that we actually secure this W here tonight?
I got to say Anthony Mazza, just a great guy both on and off the field. He's electric. Once when he has that ball, you never know what he's going to do with it. So I'm really excited to see what he has in store tonight.
The Wildcats play their final home game of this regular season here tonight. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, it'll be the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Washingtonville Wizards.
Every different level of football has its own rules, some pertaining to the health and safety of players. Others, however, make it so the players are not allowed to have any fun playing the sport that they love. I can see why these rules against celebrating are applied in the younger levels of football, because they are only kids. But once you're in the NFL, these people work their whole lives to be some of the best football players and athletes in the world, and they aren't even allowed to have fun. Hi, my name is Jordan Clifford, and I have absolutely hated the NFL's rules against celebrating, accessories, and all the ridiculous fines that come with them. These rules have ruined multiple games for plenty of teams over the past few years, which is a big problem. Games being won or lost because of a call that is very vague and very undescriptive is insane. Some people may think that since they're professional athletes, they should act more professional, or that they're acting childish by celebrating. But I say that these are grown men and they've worked so hard to play this sport professionally. Let them play. These mind-numbing calls need to be stopped, or at least lessened, because it is ruining the sport and making it less fun for the athletes participating and the fans at home watching. I'm Jordan Clifford with WVTV.
Welcome everybody to CHC Morgan Field here. As we said in our pregame, obviously I am Makai Winfrey, joined by Ryan DiCostanzo. Ryan, moments from kickoff. Any final thoughts before we get this ball game underway?
I don't know. I'm excited for this game. Again, I think we covered everything within those three keys to the victory. But again, it's going to be a very, I don't want to say interesting game. It's going to be a very Important is the word I'm looking for. If they win, obviously they clinch a playoff spot, but then if they lose, then they got to go over to Minnesink to then have to prove themselves to, make it. So
it's an important game because, as we have said, and you just said it, playoffs looming. But also, even aside from that, the Wildcats, they want to go undefeated, right?
Yeah, they're 7-0. Obviously,
2 games away.
They want to make it 8-0, and then when they get 8-0, obviously, then it's let's make it 9-0.
How far can the Wildcats go?
Yeah,
undefeated. You see they're coin tossing right now. So, just with this Washingtonville team, we did some research, obviously, because that's what us great commentators do.
That's why we're up in the booth and not playing the game.
So, but these Washingtonville players, I know that this team likes to run it. I know that. This is a very run-heavy team, and they are very good at trying to stop the run. So it's going to be interesting to see if this Warwick offense needs to shift in comparison to what they usually do, or if they can keep the same, right?
Yeah, and we saw it last week when they played Pine Bush. It was obviously a huge run-heavy game where we saw the Pine Bush quarterback only having, 5 pass attempts or something?
Somewhat close to 5.
Somewhat close to that. And then their entire offense was running, and they were able to make it a close game until Warwick was able to kind of break away from that kind of stalemate. And the same thing we saw in the first game that we did with Middletown. Their one key to the defense that we had was to stop the run, and they were able to do that. So we got to see if they were able to continue doing that.
So we got to keep in mind. That with a lot going on, these Wildcats, they also have the one more away game. This is their last home game, right? So they want to win in front of the crowd at home. What might be the last time this season. Hopefully for us, not, because we want to make the playoffs. We want to have some home field advantage in the playoffs, get some playoff games.
Yeah. And I think, obviously, the one thing I think we've definitely said within this team, I think these Wildcats just have such a great, camaraderie with one another, that brotherhood. It just seems like they're such a tight-knit group of guys. And when they want to get the job done, they all work together, and they get the job done.
Especially the seniors on this team. Got to give them some love. They play their hearts out knowing this is their final get-go. So
yeah, you got to make those high school memories and, make them last forever.
So we'll see if they can keep the momentum, like we said, going.
Yeah.
And move on to 8-0.
Yeah, again, keep the momentum going, come out swinging, and again, trust both sides of the ball, both offense and defense.
Or will the Wizards, 2-4, will they be able to make it to 3-4 and spoil the party?
Yeah, and make things
for
interesting.
The Wildcats. Remember, they would be 2-1 in league play. We would be 1-1. Minnesink would be 2-1, or 1-1. Excuse me.
Yeah, obviously, while we're up in the booth, I think we want an exciting game. We don't want something that's kind of slow, kind of a stalemate. I think if it's a shootout with both teams throwing touchdowns or rushing touchdowns, that's fine. But then I think we just want an interesting game. We want something that's eventful, and obviously, I think that's what the crowd wants as well.
Nobody wants to see a blowout. Yeah. Well, except maybe the Wildcat players, but us up here, the fans, we want to see a game. So let's give them a game here. The kick is going to go off from the Wizards and to the Wildcats. So it was a really short. I don't even think that counts as a kick.
And we have
short.
We have a flag on the play already.
I believe it was just too short of a kick. It hit the ground 5 yards by.
Yeah. So when we talk about starting things off interesting, maybe they heard us down there.
It might be more confusing than anything.
Yeah, so it looks like, if anything, I don't know if they're going to redo the punt in the same position or, if anything, 5 yards going backwards.
I think the kick's just going to be redone from 5 yards back where they were.
Yeah, hopefully that's not a sign of what the game's going to look like for the rest of the night.
Usually these teams get it sorted out pretty quickly when it comes to kicking, so...
Yeah, I'd rather make the mistakes right now rather than it being a tight game.
And a bad kick. But he'll make up for it right here. And the kick is up, and that one is far better. Second go around, this one is going to be returned by Dylan Sullivan. He's going to run around to the right side. He's kind of taking his time. He's going to look for open space, but he doesn't get too much of it. Takes it to just past the 35.
Yeah, I don't hate that run. He's not being too aggressive trying to cut into those lanes. He's kind of surveying, where are the blocks? What do we see? And, he still gets decent yard position. They're around, the 35-ish yard line?
36 maybe if we'll give him an extra yard here.
Yeah, again, you see that chain gang out there. Gotta give a shout out to them. Going to be walking back and forth tonight.
So, let's see what these Warwick Wildcats, this offense more specifically, has to bring to the table on the first drive of this ball game.
Yeah, let's see what Brody Frederick's got cooking up for this offense.
We know Brody, he's not afraid to sling it early. So, we'll see if it's the repeat case tonight or if they'll go a little slower.
Yeah, it looks like they're changing out the football or...
Changing something up here. It looks like a change of football, yes. Toss it out of bounds. All right. Frederick in the backfield.
Yeah, here we go.
It's going to be a handoff to Ryan Sullivan, who's going to cut left and then get down to about the 40, but before getting taken down. So, our offensive starters here for tonight on the Warwick Valley Wildcats. We got Brody Frederick at quarterback, our running back of Muhammad Najafapur, wide receivers of Dylan and Ryan Sullivan, as well as Anthony Mazza and Danny Devine, and our offensive line of Grant Havel, Michael Miller, Braden Harrison, Matthew Lupkovich, and Michael Hennessy.
It's a good group of guys we got out there.
Next play is off. Brody rolls out to his right. He's got an open man. Ryan Sullivan's going to get the first down and plenty more. He looks all the way to the right side of the field until getting taken down to about the 40.
Again, we've seen with Brody Frederick with the ball, he can either, launch it deep, immediate touchdowns right off the bat, Or he can do this methodical approach where it's, you hand it off short, and again, you trust the guys on your offense. You trust Sullivan being able to, get that short pass, but then being able to, gain another 15 yards out of that play?
I mean, these guys have speed and these guys have accuracy, which is a deadly combination here.
And it's great when you have both.
So another first down here, a little bit of a low snap, but Brody covers it perfectly fine. He's going to throw it, launch it to his right side. He's got a man open, just overthrown though to Ryan Sullivan. Maybe second down.
Yeah. Again, you got to take the negative with the positive. It was a little bit of a low snap, and Brody again was surveying, seeing what was happening. Looked like Sullivan had a little bit of a double coverage over there, but again, we've seen what he can do. I don't think that might be a problem for him.
So Brody, we talk about, again, very accurate quarterback. He's like 75% this season when it comes to completion percentage, only really in 25% incomplete. And he's not very interception prone, so.
Yeah, it seems like whenever he launches that ball in the air, it's gonna go a long way.
Second down now. Brody rolls out to his left this time. He's looking, he thinks he's got a man open, and it's going to be caught, I believe, by Dylan Sullivan. I think that's inbounds from the side of the crowd.
Yeah.
And it will be, I believe, a first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, again, just a great play. Again, we're 11 minutes left or so. So, again, just the methodical approach of Warwick, able just to, march down the field.
It was a big second down play. I mean, it's going to be a big play, as we say, every week, every night.
It's always going to be a big play no matter what.
Thankfully, we didn't have a big third down right there. But the first down now, first and 10 for the Wildcats. Let's see what Brody's got up his sleeve in this Wildcat offense. Wildcats getting ready. Snap taken. It's going to be a handoff this time to Giacomo, number 42. Oh, it's a fumble on the play. I thought he had that one for a second, but no, he dropped the ball, and it looks like it's going to be a tussle between the 2 and the Brody Frederick and the 54, but
it's going to be a Washingtonville ball.
It is going the other way. Unfortunate. On the first run play for the Wildcats of the game, just does not go how they needed it to.
Yeah, again, something that you don't want that to happen for Warwick. It's just something that is unfortunate.
Giacomo, not very fumble prone. I believe that was 42. But not very fumble prone, so it's a little uncharacteristic of him. I'm sure that's a mistake that he will beat himself up about. Hopefully he doesn't.
Yeah, but again, it's only the first quarter. It's still a 0-0 score. So, again, we said it before with that kickoff, if anything, make those mistakes early. Learn from them, see kind of how they're playing the defense, and then when you go back out there, prove yourself that that mistake wasn't, the biggest thing you did tonight.
So let's see what this Washingtonville offense has to bring to the table. Quarterback number 7, he's going to run around to it by taking himself, go to his left side, but he's not going to go anywhere. This Warwick defense is going to give him a big stop. But talking about this Warwick defense, talking about the Warwick defense, we have our starters of the defensive line of Anthony Rowe, Tommy Ronan, Michael Miller, and Rashid Richardson. Linebackers, of course, of Wyatt Vreeland and Grant Havel. And then our defensive backs of Aaron Callender, Lucas Siebert, Matt Abel, Colton Cenas, and Aiden Cornbalas.
Yeah, like I said, for the offense, just another great group of guys just being out there.
So let's see here, second down for the Wizards. Lots of whistles.
Yeah.
Don't think there's anything thrown, so it looks like they're just setting up the play here.
Yeah, so it's going to reset the game clock to the 40, I believe.
Maybe an error on the official side? No, they're just getting ready here. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Warwick swapped out a man or two.
Substitute right there. So, Wizards play about to be in motion, and it's going to be a snap. It's going to be a run all the way to the left side, and that one is not going to go anywhere either, and it's going to be a third down for the Wizards.
Dare I say a big third down for the Warwick defense?
You know what? I don't want to say big third down. It's a little early in this game to say big third down, but we're going to throw the shot out there.
We'll say moderately.
A moderate third down.
A moderate, yeah.
We'll say moderate third down for the Wildcats defense.
If I had 4 keys to the game, I think the last one I would have said was to stop the run.
Stop the run would have been probably the next best thing to say after the 3 things we did mention. This team, as we said, loves to run the ball. Warwick, they have in the past struggled a little bit at stopping the run, but recently they seem to turn a tide, which is for the better for this defense, needing to do that against a bunch of run-heavy teams. Wizards getting ready. They're down underway, but there's a bunch of whistles on the play. It looked like they were stepping back to pass.
There is a flag, though. I don't know. It looks like it might be.
It's on the Wizards.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the flag was.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be up here. You can say it's a delayed game. You can say it's, I don't know. Could have been a false start.
Not quite sure. It looked like a false start, I want to say, but I'm not going to tell you that specifically because I'm not 100% sure. But what I do know is that it's a penalty for the Wizards, and that'll send them back on a even longer third down.
Yeah, so now we're looking probably, like a 3rd and 15? Or, again, we can just say it's a 3rd and long, so.
3rd and long to keep it nice and sweet for
Yeah.
everyone watching at home. So this Wizards team obviously is going to pass it, right? 2 runs, just no avail.
I mean, obviously those first 2 runs didn't really get a lot of yardage. And, again, you're looking at this 3rd and long. You got to make something happen.
So let's see what. Nope, no. There's another.
There's
whistle.
another flag.
This time I might be going back the other way.
Oh, no, it's
There's
another.
a delay. Oh no, delay a game.
So that's 2 in a row for Washingtonville.
So yes, it was a delay of game. My apologies on the first one, but yes, that is a delay of game on Washingtonville. They are taking their sweet time trying to line it up, I guess. 3rd and now about 20.
Yeah, it looks like there just might be a little bit of miscommunication on the Wizards' side, which again is not the best look, but hopefully they can figure something out.
3rd and longer, and this one's gonna go. And there's another whistle, an offside on the Wildcats. So I think that's gonna send them back to 3rd and 15.
Oh, so what? We've seen 5 or 6 penalties so
We're at I think 4.
Now,
no,
will this break?
5.
Will this break the record from that Pine Bush game?
Last game we covered 20. For anyone who's curious at home, we counted. Our number might be a little inaccurate, but about 20 flags, I think it was.
Yeah, let's just say we got bored.
So
All right,
we did our research.
Still a big 3rd and down.
Big third.
3rd and long. My bad.
3rd and medium.
Oh,
it's going to be a flip pass here.
a little trickery.
13 going to bomb it down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. A big incompletion right there. The guy down on the field, though, it's one of the Wizards.
He got back up.
He got back up. So,
a little bit of trickery. It's kind of fun to see that, especially when you don't expect it.
yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of trick plays with runs, but I've never seen a trick pass play. At least on our coverage. So that's a nice little change up there for the Wizards, but to no avail. This Wildcat defense forces them to 3 and out.
Yeah. Again, that fumble, we've seen a lot with this Warwick team where they make one mistake and they tend to learn from it fast. So obviously they had that one fumble, and I think, without 8 minutes, 50 seconds left, they can definitely make something happen.
Obviously, keeping in mind, though, I want to mention this before we end up scoring. Well, actually, I'll wait for this punt to end. That's a big punt all the way down the field. It's going to go bounce down there. It's going to let it roll to about the 46 there on the Wildcat side of the field. So the Wildcat offense comes back on the field. But what I was going to say is the average score of Wildcat games this season has been 37-17. So they're averaging 37 points, only allowing 17. And for the Wizards, they are only scoring 17 points and losing, and they're allowing 25.
So maybe history will repeat itself, if that's what you're saying.
So a dream total of 17 points seems to be in stars. Hopefully for the Wizards, it's not to be.
We'll come back to that stat at the end of the game to see if that holds up or if stats are somewhat unpredictable.
For my sake, I hope we have a 40-40 shootout. That's what I want to see, and then the Wildcats take it. Brody on first out. Excuse me. He's going to quick pass to the right side. He looks to, I believe that's Anthony. Nope, that was Ryan Sullivan. And it's going to go right out of bounds. No, it's Danny Devine. Excuse me. First catch for him in a little bit.
Yeah, but it's hard looking at this monitor and seeing all that purple in that tackle to really know who's who.
So Danny gets a quick, 2-yard pass right there. So 2nd and about 8 for the Wildcats. So again, this team is trying to prepare. They're not looking past Washingtonville, but they're trying to look even further ahead to Minnesink next week. So this is the real test of the league play. Obviously, they beat FDR in the league earlier this season. Brody steps back, 2nd down here. Big pass down the field. He's got a man open. Oh, and Dylan Sullivan just dropped it right in his reach. I think it just bounced off the right side of his hand.
Oh, and he had that too. I mean, I don't think that would have scored a touchdown with the way he, went to dive for that ball, but it would have been a huge gain for Warwick. Then all of a sudden you're in Washington's territory, but it's still a good sign that he's still throwing to these guys and still wanting to make something happen.
So it'll be 3rd and about 8. 3rd and 8. I want to say here.
Big 3rd down.
A little bit big of a 3rd down. So we'll see here what this Warwick offense has. Brody's throwing it around, scrambling in the pocket, and that one's going to be caught by Ryan Sullivan, who's going to get it just past the 50, but it's going to be a 4th down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ryan Sullivan.
You know,
I got scared.
taking those negatives and, you know, adding a little bit of positives to it. You know, they didn't get the first down that they wanted. It looks like they're going to be changing the possession with a punt, but, you know, that's a good sign, though. You're able to get that short pass and at least get some kind of yardage.
So, you know, just it's a matter of it's a patience game at this point.
Yeah.
Don't want to push too hard.
You don't want to be too eager.
Let the game come to you.
Yeah.
What a lot of people like to say. Bit of a high snap, but that punt is going to go pretty far, all things considered. And it's going to be returned at about the 15. He's going to go all the way up the left side to the 30, again to the 35, the 25, nearly the 30 before going out of bounds. So it'll be a 1st down when the Wizards' offense comes back out.
Yeah, so it looks like it might be a little bit of a defensive battle right now. Again, it's still early in the game. It's first quarter with about, 7 minutes left, so...
For Washington, sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, for a little off topic, but for Washingtonville, you know, coming on the road, they've not won on the road this season. It's been a while, and they last beat Warwick in Warwick 2 years ago. So they didn't beat them last year. So Warwick trying to run it back from last year.
Yeah, and I definitely think Washingtonville, they have that chip on the shoulder that they definitely want. You know, they don't want a repeat of what's been happening, so they definitely want to kind of change the tide. And if they use that energy, then maybe they can do just that.
Wizards 1st down. It's going to be a run to the right, to the left side with a trick play right there, but it's not going to go too far, maybe about a yard, 2nd and 9.
Yeah. Yeah, we've really haven't seen a lot of passing from Washingtonville. I know they've only had the other possession where they had that one trick play, but it seems like it's going to be a very run-heavy game for Washingtonville. So if Warwick's able to keep up with that pace, but then again, make sure that they're not allowing any open receivers just in case they do have something like that one play we saw before.
This Wizards offense trying to pound it up the middle. We'll see if that works out for them at some point in this game. 2nd down now. It's going to be a quick screen pass to the right, to the left, or yeah, the right side, and he's going to get taken down just past the 40, about the 42.
Yeah, still
Grant Havel on the tackle.
It's still going to be a 3rd down, so again, I think we're just going to see those short kind of drives happening for Washingtonville. I don't think they're going to be launching it that much, especially knowing that they're a run team. So they do pass. They got to watch out for those short little screen passes that, again, might hurt Warwick because it's those short yardage gains that they're able to get. So Warwick's going to have to, you know, play tight within that defense.
Tussaman, number 7, the quarterback. He's a sophomore, so obviously some experience here.
Yeah, but they definitely got some faith in him for a sophomore.
So obviously a lot of confidence in him, and he's got to have the confidence in himself to win here tonight. Another screen pass, this one to the right side, or to the left side, to number 13, and he's not going to get the 1st down. They're going to hold him down to 4th down.
It looks like it's going to be just short, maybe a yard and a half or 2.
A little slow to get up there, but he gets up. So yeah, it's about 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2 there, but
yeah, it looks like they're going to be staying on the field, Washingtonville. So I definitely think Warwick's going to have to, you know, kind of play smart. If anything, they run it up to the middle or they try to look at something within the perimeter.
See our Warwick cheerleaders here on our pink out game here, Red Ribbon Week here at Warwick Valley High School.
Yeah.
So pink out on Friday day.
Showing out and repping out.
So the Wizards, worth mentioning, if they win, this is to keep their playoff hopes alive. If they lose tonight and the Wildcats end up winning, Wildcats are in, Wizards are out. And it also puts the Warriors in. That's important for next week's game.
Yeah, so it's, again, just a lot of implications that are going on with this week alone.
So 4th down. They're going to screen pass it. And a miscommunication is going to give the Wildcats the ball back.
Wow. And again, I don't think that's what Warwick was expecting, and I don't think that's what Washington was expecting. I think it just might have been a mismatch of, you know, the route of which way they were going, but in the case of Warwick, you're going to take that. You're not going to complain about it.
It looked like 13 was running to the right side. I think the 7 just panicked and tossed it, but it wasn't as patient. You can see there's disagreement there between those players, but
yeah, I mean that's definitely going to be a play that they're going to look back on, and you know if they go back to the sidelines, they're going to try to draw it back up and say, you know what, maybe work on it. Again, I don't think they're going to yell at each other too much. Again, we got about 4 minutes 40 seconds left.
So enough time in this first quarter to recover that. Brody, 1st down snap. He's going to hand it off to Giacomo, number 42. He's going to run it around the right side and get about 5 or 6 yards right there. I'm going to go with 5. No, he goes backwards. So 4. So it'll be second and about 6 here for the Warwick offense.
Yeah, I feel like we don't really talk about Giacomo that much. He's kind of been a silent warrior for these Wildcats. You know, they've been putting him in these positions that like really count, and he's been able to prove himself with that.
It's good to see that after that fumble, he has not slowed down the pace. You see all our Warwick players here on the sideline cheering on our team.
And it's almost like that next man up mentality where it's like you make a mistake, obviously you're not going to, down yourself about it. I think they're all going to be supportive of one another.
So we'll see here. Brody snaps on second down. He's got a hand Ryan Sullivan, who takes it just past the 30 before going out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Sullivan's going to be just racking up those yards, trying to be the state leader.
Yeah, well, he's in he's in a bit of a dogfight for that. He's got a long way. I think he had a little bit of a ways to go. Number 1 receiver in the state was far ahead, but Ryan obviously doing his best with what he is given.
Yeah, you got to use that as like some kind of like motive, right? You want to be the best. Why not be the best in the state?
Amon-Ra St. Brown, he wrote down every receiver drafted before him to be better than them. So Brody here on first down is going to hand it off to number 42, Giacomo, who goes all the way to the left side, takes it just past the 25 before getting taken down. So taken down by, it's number 4, sorry.
Yeah, again, I think Warwick, they're just trying to test everything. I think, this quarter especially, they're able to stop the Washington defense, or the Washingtonville defense. So I definitely think they're going to be able to see kind of what works against certain kind of defenses. And I think as the game goes on, then they're going to be able to exploit those different plays.
So we'll say this is about 2nd and 7, I want to say. Brody hands it off this time to Aaron Callender, who's going to run around the left side, and he gets about the same place, so it's going to be 3rd down this time.
Yeah, so it looks like Warwick's, doing a lot of run plays, but again, I think, they're trying to, again, figure out what's working, what's not, and again, trying these different guys. You see Aaron there, they had Giacomo earlier, so again, I think I wouldn't be too worried if you're watching as Warwick. Obviously you want them to score, you want them to be in the lead, but I think this is them just kind of, again, experimenting with what works, and then obviously as the game progresses, they can definitely then move on.
3rd down, Brody steps back in the pocket. He's looking for somebody open. He's going to take it himself. He's going to run it around the left side. He gets to the 20, the 10, he's almost the 5 before going out of bounds. Big run by Brody Frederick.
And I don't want to say he got lucky, but it looked like there was one Washingtonville player that almost had him in his stop, but it looked like the field was just a little slippery for that Washingtonville player.
Unsure footing. Nonetheless, it wasn't unsure about what Brody just did, and that was run about 20 yards on the ground and take us down to the goal line.
Yeah, and I mean, again, that's something you got to remember about Brody. Yeah, he has a strong arm, but he also has some strong legs to be able to make that happen.
So 1st and goal for this Wildcat offense. I think they actually got down to about the 4, maybe the 3. Oh, no, I got before that. It's about the 7 or 8. But it's going to be a handoff this time. That's going to get down to about the 4 right there. That'll be 2nd down, a handoff to Aaron Callender is what it was.
Was there another fumble?
Oh, was there a fumble? It's another. Yeah, it was another fumble. The Warwick Wildcats just fumbled that.
So it looks like they're going to be discussing to see what happens. I mean, again, it's kind of hard to tell, but when you see like one team celebrating, then you got to assume that something, happened.
I mean, we saw he went down kind of quick. I thought hopefully the ball hadn't came out, but I guess I was wrong. I mean, if there's any positive you can take from it, they are backing up this Wizards offense. They have not a lot of room.
Yeah, I mean, again, they have that field position. So, yeah, it looks like it is Washingtonville's ball.
It's going to be 1st down for them, but...
Yeah, but again, they're on the 8-yard line, so it's going to be... Wait.
Oh, no, I think they're reversing. Are they reversing the decision?
Let's see what's going on here.
They might be reversing the decision.
I think we'll know what happens if we see Brody Frederick running out.
You'll see number 2. No, that's Wyatt Vreeland, 41. Yeah, that defense is running back out there. So...
Wait, no, I don't...
Oh, wait, no,
there is number 2.
Okay, so we overturned the penalty, I guess. So it'll be a 2nd down, 2nd and goal, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be
the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's just going to be a repeat of their field position for the 2nd and goal.
Handoff, going to jet sweep to Ryan Sullivan around the outside. Number 5, he's going to get into the end zone, and it's going to be a Wildcat touchdown, the first one of the night for Ryan Sullivan.
And, he was the one with the fumble, right?
No. It was Aaron Callender on the 2nd one.
No, the first fumble.
No, I think it was Giacomo, number 42. I don't believe Ryan fumbled it.
Oh.
Well, nonetheless, he didn't fumble that touchdown. So
Okay.
So Ryan puts it in.
My apologies.
So Warwick scores first. They put 6 up on the board. They take the early 6-0 lead over the Wizards.
You know what I was going to say about the fumble, whether it was Sullivan or not, and again, as we're looking about a minute and 52, they've had a lot of these kind of, I don't want to say mistakes, but just a lot of missed opportunities that turned into those mistakes. So again, whoever it was with those fumbles, they're taking those negatives and they're able to turn it into those positives. I know that sounds a little bit cliche, but they're making it work. Again, now they're up 7-0, so let's see if they can hold on to this and, make sure that those mistakes don't come back to haunt them.
As Ryan just said, another 7-point lead now as Cole Haskey makes the extra point. So this special teams will come back out and punt the ball to the Wizards. So if you're Warwick, right, you take the early lead. We got not really much time in the first quarter. You can kind of coast from here at this point. You feel like until the end of the quarter, right? Mm-hmm. Or do you think that they need to really get the ball back immediately?
Well, I mean, they're up 7-0 now, so now they kind of have a little bit more of a cushion room, but I don't think Warwick was impressed with how that drive went or just kind of how this game has been going. So I definitely think that they want to improve on these different things. And I think these coaches, they don't want these guys to get lazy. They want them to be hungry. They want them to, score even more. So definitely
muffed the punt return right there. He's going to get down to about the 15, almost the 20, but he goes down about the 16 or 17 right there. Sorry to cut you off. But
no, it's okay. No, but like I was saying, I definitely think that they don't want these guys to get lazy, and I definitely think that with this motivation, again, with the lead and being able to win and you're in the playoffs, they're just going to want to keep going. They want to keep scoring. They want to show that they're dominant. They don't want to only win by 7. They want to be able to show that they can do a lot more with this football.
So this is, as Sirico said to me earlier this week, perfect football weather here at Warwick Valley.
It's not as cold as it was last week, which I am very fortunate about.
It's freezing here when we play Pine Bush, but not as cold against Washingtonville. Wizards offense back out here. First down. It's going to be a run to the left side, and he's going to take it himself before going down. He only gets about maybe a yard.
It looks like he got a little bit of a trip over there, which I think resulted in a little bit of a loss. But, again, great look for Warwick's defense, being able to kind of stop that run, stopping from anything from happening, and I think you're going to hear us say that a lot, where they're going to be stopping a lot of these opportunities.
This Warwick defense, again, we talked about it earlier. They had to work on their run defense. They've been good at the pass defense. A lot of interceptions this year, but not a lot of stops on the run. So, proving that they can do that against these teams. So we'll see here, second down for the Wizards. He's going to roll out to his right. He thinks he's got a man. He's got one. He's going to get down to about the 25 before getting taken down out of bounds. That was number 13, Lucas Siebert, on the tackle.
Yeah, so it's going to come to a third down. And again, I hate saying it.
Big third down for the Warwick defense.
It is going to be, in all honesty, it is going to be a big third down because, again, if they can get a short 3 and out here, it means that Warwick's offense can then capitalize on that score.
Yes. So with them, again, it's a third and short, though, so it is interesting. They'll be very close here.
Yeah, so I definitely think the Wizards are going to try to methodically think about what to do. I don't think they want to do anything too premature. They don't want to do anything that can cost them.
So we'll have to see what the Wizards and their quarterback Tessman decide to do. They're down. Oh, I think they got an offsides.
Yeah, so that's going to be
automatic first. Oh no. Yeah, the flag on the Wildcats, like I thought initially.
Yeah.
So it's going to give them an automatic first down, an extra 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, again, not what you want as for a Warwick fan. So, yeah, we're about 10 seconds left in this quarter, so they're going to probably have something, maybe a short little play that happens, or it looks like the clock is running off, so this looks like it's going to be the end of the first quarter.
So they're running this off. They're running this offense back out here. They're going to try and get one play off. Nope, they're not going to be able to get this play off. So that'll wrap up first quarter action here at CIS Morgan Field. The Warwick Valley Wildcats up 7-0 over the Washingtonville Wizards, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back with second quarter action.
The National Basketball Association is the world's greatest form of televised basketball. whether that be the games that go down to the wire, the clutch moments, or just the dominance displayed by the superstars of the sport. And then you have his counterpart, the WNBA. Hello, I'm Darius Latour, and I think that the discussion about pay between the NBA and the WNBA has gone on long enough. The NBA brings in quite the sum of money in the 2022-23 season, recording a revenue of $10.58 billion. This allows them to pay their players heartily, namely Stephen Curry, who will make nearly $55.8 million in the upcoming season. A stark contrast to the WNBA, whose highest paid player made $252,000 last season. WNBA players, along with fans, are troubled to say the least about this pay discrepancy. Articles are popping up speaking about this issue more than ever now that Caitlin Clark, one of the sport's most prominent female athletes, has made it to the league. The discussion has been made more of a civil issue than I believe it really is. The WNBA made approximately $200 million last year, which is vastly outpaced by the NBA's $10.58 billion. The revenue that both leagues bring in are directly related to how much their players get paid, which is why they can't pay their athletes the same amounts. If we were to break it down to a simpler level, it'd be like trying to pay your employees at a lemonade stand $150,000 per year, but your stand doesn't even make half of that. So now, I hope you can all leave the civil stuff out of it and get back to watching Hoopers Hoop.
Welcome back, everybody, to CSG Morgan Field here on Warwick Valley Television. Obviously, I'm McCowan Freeman. We got Ryan in the booth. Second quarter, 7-0, the lead for the Wildcats over the Wizards right now. First quarter was kind of slow, a lot of defensive game. Ryan, what do you make of it?
I mean, I wouldn't be too worried if I'm Warwick, because it looks like Washingtonville has a little bit of a problem when it comes to time management. We saw like those back-to-back false starts, and then we see that the time running out, they weren't able to get the play off. So I would capitalize on those different efforts if I'm Warwick's defense. But then again, it kind of bit Warwick at the end of the half or end of the quarter when they had their own false start. So I think Warwick, they just got to be careful. They got to be smart, and I think that's the one key to the quarter.
The key to the quarter, it's a new thing we're going to have. Screen pass right here. Completion by the Wizards. Owen, he's going to get down to about the 40 before getting tackled. Number 10, Kevin Ginley.
So again, we see somewhat of a short pass. Again, we really haven't seen a lot of passing from Washingtonville with that one screen. And then it looked like, again, we said it before, they have a lot of those short screens that they're able to get those kind of gains off.
So, it'll be, actually, I think it'll be first down. Okay, I was got a little nervous right there. I thought we were going to have that second down.
You can never be too sure.
But it'll be first down for the Wizards again. So that's the first pass, I believe, for a first down on their play that they got. So I don't even know. I'm just like speaking. It makes sense in my head. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking. Let's let the football do the work. Snap taken by Testament. He rolls. Oh, and he's gonna get sacked. He got 4 defenders back there.
And that's on Colton Senius. That's just a great read just of the defense, just being able to get that loss.
Anthony Rowe was in there too. I saw that number 52 flash by.
Again, just a great look for Warwick. Again, they want to be patient, but if they see that opportunity, they're going to take it.
This team not known for sacks. We can get to the quarterback. We're not known for sacks, but right there they showed that they can still do it.
Yeah, I definitely think if your defense coordinator, Ryan Tobin, I would say he loved that. Again, they were kind of, I don't want to say sloppy, but they had, I keep referring back to that false start that they had that end of the first quarter, so I definitely think this is a great, energy boost for Warwick's defense.
I talked to him earlier this week before the game. He said I wanted to stop the run. I assume blitzing there was just part of getting to the running back, but they got to the quarterback this time. Testament takes it himself. He's not going to get as far as he wants to go. Oh, no, he's going to keep running. And that one is going to get about a little past the start of the chains.
Yeah, so it's still going to be
third down.
Yeah, third down. But it looked like one of Washingtonville's offensive line was able to kind of keep him up.
Third and medium, he was almost carrying him like a backpack.
At first I thought it was going to be like a self-tackle on Washingtonville, but it looked like he was able to kind of keep him up from getting tackled, and then obviously they were able to get those yards back.
That is one of the most innovative runs I've seen this season, but it does work.
Yeah, so I was going to say it's not a reset of downs because it's still third down, but they get the reset of where their field position was. So it's about like a 3rd and 10 now.
But they got half of the amount of times to do it. You see, third down. I'm not going to say it. Hold it off on it. Third down here for the Wizards. Oh, they got another one?
Let's see what happens.
Another offsides false start. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be off Warwick.
It's 5 yards. I think that's an automatic first in this penalty. I might be wrong, or it's third. It's either 3rd and 5 or an automatic first.
No, it's going to be a 3rd and short, it looks like.
Yeah, it'll be a third. I want to say 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it's a little bit more manageable for Washingtonville.
Still 3rd down, though. He's going to be a pass this time, and this one's going to be complete and a first down for the Wizards. And he's going to go down past the 50.
Actually, he's going to get a first down and more, which, again, is just unfortunate for Warwick. They had that great opportunity when it came to that not big 3rd down. But, again, it's something that, obviously, if you're Warwick, you just can't make those mistakes. And I think, again, they have those huge plays that are able to swing that, like, momentum, but then it's going to cost them when they make those short errors.
Warwick, I mean, you saw it right there. They almost got back to him, the quarterback, I should say, as in Tesseman, but they were not able to right there, and in that turn allowed a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Wizards. Play is off. He steps back. He's looking to pass it again. He thinks he's got a man way deep down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Or no, it was complete.
No, it was incomplete.
It was incomplete. Yeah, sorry, that's right.
It was batted down.
I see that now.
You know, it was batted down, but then I saw another Washingtonville player almost like, he didn't die for it, but like I was like, oh no, this is going to be like one of those like highlight reels that you see on the top 10, where it's like it's the batted down play, but then all of a sudden you just see the other
guy take it.
Yeah, which again would have been a great play, whether you're a Washingtonville fan or Warwick fan. You just got to respect the game if that were to happen.
Warwick cheerleaders back here on our screen.
Again, you see
everyone want to get some TV time.
Yeah, you see that pink in the crowd. So, again, I definitely think if they want something to happen in the student section, not calling them out, but I think they got to get a little bit loud.
This would be the time to do it. You can hear somebody yelling out here. It's going to be, you can see it now, it's starting to get a little loud. Snap's going to be taken. He's going to roll out to his right side, and that's going to be underthrown, and that'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, so again, it looks like a little bit of like a trickery that we see from Washingtonville's offense. And I mean, fortunately for Warwick, it hasn't really panned out. So, yeah, I think that's just another thing that if you're Warwick, you just got to keep in mind that, you know, it might look like it's one play, but then all of a sudden the Wizards are going to be able to kind of change it up and make something happen.
I want to say this is 3rd and 8, maybe 9.
Yeah, it looks like a 3rd and 9, or yeah.
We'll say 8 or 9. Third and long for the Wizards. Tesseman hikes it. Screen pass it this time. Almost got picked off, and that was a drop right there. And it's going to be 4th down.
Again, just Washingtonville looks like they keep having those short screen passes or just like those short gains, but unfortunately for them in this case, it just didn't work out. So it's a 4th down. They're going to give the ball back to Warwick, and now I would say this is Warwick's opportunity. They're up 7-0. They had that fumble. They got to score.
I believe this is going to be a punt. Oh, wow.
Oh!
Fake. He fake punted it, and it's going to be complete to a Washingtonville player. Number 15 catches it.
And that is just unfortunate for Warwick. I wasn't even expecting that because I saw that low snap in it, you know.
I thought he was going to punt, but
yeah. I mean, they weren't in the punt formation, but
I think they had like audible it. Maybe they was planned. Who knows? But what we do know is that there's a 1st down for the Wizards.
Yeah, and you know what? I respect it. You know, we keep saying that they have those different styles of play where you might think it's one thing, but then complete opposite.
Throwing this defense of Warwick off is what we can say, but you know, as time begins to tick, with like, what do you want to say?
It's looking around like 8 minutes.
We'll say, 8 minutes left, halfway through this quarter almost. Running down the clock. This Wizards team wants to get on the board. And this time it's going to be a run. He's going to go to his left side, but he's not going to go too far. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, and I mean, with Warwick, they're, again, being able to stop those short runs and those short passes. It's just what's really hurting them is those kind of surprise plays where they don't predict that it's happening, but when it does, it kind of like throws them off a little bit. I mean, if I was out there, it would have thrown me off also.
You know, it's people sometimes take the rankings and the records a little too much to heart. You know, this Washingtonville team can play very close to a lot of competitors.
You know what? They're having fun with the game, you know.
Yeah.
They're not playing, you know, black and white. They're kind of adding some elements to this.
League play is the best play sometimes, and it's going to be a flip pass there to number 18. And it's going to be a 3rd down, but he gained some yards up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be like a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I'd say about 3rd and 4 right there.
Yeah. So, again, this is going to be a huge momentum swing for Warwick if they're going to be able to stop this. Worst case, they kick the field goal if they're in that range. But then again, if they force that 4th down, then it's huge.
The Wildcats have the luxury of being on the board right now. As we talk about it, 7-0, so they still have a little bit of control in this game.
Yeah.
But they need to get their offense back on the field, too.
Yeah.
Testament rolls out to his left. He's looking. He thinks he's got a man open, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah. So, again, just a very great read by Warwick's defense, just being able to make that pass not happen. So then again, it's going to force a 4th down, which I don't think we're going to have a trick play. Again, who knows?
I mean, they got him last time, so.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to stay on the field, though, unless they change something up.
I mean, it is 4th and short. It's a little long for a 4th down go, but, I mean, I'm not the coach, so the Wizards maybe know something I don't.
Yeah, in this field position, you're down only 7. Again, you're looking at about 6 minutes, 45 seconds, so, why not try it to make something happen? Now's your opportunity for Washingtonville. And then for Warwick, it's your opportunity to make that stop and then have Brody and his guys come back up.
Trying to get him offside, they weren't going to get him this time. Now there's going to be a hike, and he's going to try and screen past it, and this one is going to be complete to a Washingtonville player as he's still up on his feet before going down just past the 15.
Yeah. Again, just great reads by this Washington defense, or offense, I should say. I apologize. Just being able to kind of see who's open and kind of make something quick happen again, which has been kind of their power tonight.
Washingtonville, I mean, again, they came in with a chip on their shoulder. It's a must-win to make the playoffs, and they don't even know if they'll make it even with this win. So all they can do right now is play their heart out and try and take the W.
Yeah. It's a great feeling when you win, especially if you're able to go home on the weekend with the win.
And we know that this Wizards team definitely wants to do that. So We'll see here 1st down for the Wizards. He's going to hand it off to his right side, and that one is going to get read like a book, and he's going to go down at the 20.
Yeah, again, just another great read just by this Warwick defense. Again, like we said, they want to stop the run, and I definitely think within this week they've been practicing to stop the run.
2nd and 15, so a bit of a 2nd and long here. If they can hold them 3rd and long, they've got some options on this defense.
Yeah, and again, like we said, they have the luxury work of being up 7-0. It's not like it's a nail-biter where it's, a no-score game. So, again, if they do end up scoring, it's okay. But then again, the one thing is that Brody and his guys have been on the sideline for, it feels like a long time now.
And that offense has to get in a little bit of more rhythm than they were in. But you see Testament rolling out, trying to get to his right side, looking for somebody, and I don't believe that was caught in bounds.
It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah.
Which, again, would have been a great play, but unfortunately, I think it kind of rolled a little too late in order to get his feet in.
So that'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 15. So it's a 3rd and long. If you're the Wizards, are you going to try and just pass it again, or you think that they can trick play, run it? I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for the run. Obviously, it seems like that's what they are more comfortable with. And again, if they are able to get that short kind of gain with the 3rd down, then they might try, again, another 4th down conversion, which it looks like they've been pretty successful with, if I'm not mistaken.
Two for two?
Yeah. Unless they've had other plays, but as for now, the last 2 drives that they've had 4th downs, they've been 2 for 2 in order to convert it. So I'll say that.
So instead of a big 3rd down, it's a big 4th down if we get to that territory.
Yeah, so again, we're still looking at the 3rd and 14, 3rd and long. So again, I think Warwick's defense, they just kind of need a breather. Again, they've been on this field a pretty long time. Again, you see Grant Havel and his guys over there. And I think they're just trying to catch their breath. They haven't been doing anything wrong. It's just kind of been a little bit of a misfortune of these plays, especially with those trick plays that the Wizards have been able to cook up.
So do you think this Warwick defense should plan for the pass?
I would say, if anything, it would be a short pass. I don't think they're going to try to air it out, especially within this range that they have with the end zone. I don't think they want to ruin their chances of getting that 1st down. So I definitely think they're going to try, if they do pass, it'll be a short pass. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up running the ball to get that few extra yards to then maybe get that pass.
Keep in mind, short field on the right side for a right-handed quarterback. So he's going to roll out to his left right here. He looks for an open guy. Oh, it's a left-handed pass, I just realized. And he's going to catch that one just outside, just before the 10 and go out of bounds. I don't believe that is a first down, though, so it'll be fourth down.
Yeah, so like I said, they didn't end up running, so instead they go for that short pass, which, again, now makes it a more manageable fourth down. Again, it's not fourth and long. It's not fourth and 10. It looks like it's probably going to be like a fourth and
4?
Yeah, 4th and 4, which, again, looks like they've been able to capitalize on these situations.
You can see these guys on the offense, they're antsy to get back out there. They need their defense to make this one last stop on this play.
Yeah, the last key to the game, have trust in these guys. Again, they've been out there for a very long time, so I think they have the faith in these guys that they can make something happen.
We'll see what they decide to do on the Wizards offense. It's going to be a screen pass to the left side, a trick play, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Wizards. And it's going to be going 6 on the board for Washingtonville. Number 13 with the catch. 7-6 is the game.
Again, that's just unfortunate for Warwick. It's these trick plays. It seems like every fourth down that Washingtonville has, they're able to make something happen.
Matthew Rodriguez there with the touchdown. So that'll sorry, I'm like a little out of train of thought there. That'll end out that drought of points that they have not scored. So this kick up and through. So that'll tie up the game.
Yeah, so now we see a little bit more of an interesting game again. Warwick's defense, now that, take the positive, they're off the field, they're able to definitely see what's going wrong. And again, it's these trick plays that it just seems like has been hurting this Warwick defense, which I don't think a lot of these teams practice those trick plays. So definitely things that Washingtonville, this is something that they've been practicing, and this is, it seems like it's been working out for them all this time.
It's been in the game plan, as the coaches like to say. But, again, this is not to the discredit of Warwick's defense. This defense has actually stepped up on the normal plays.
Yeah. They're able to force to get those fourth downs. It's just when they're converting it, it's just unfortunate.
So, I almost at a loss because, Warwick, they're known for kind of pulling out early, getting a lot of scores and not having these nail-biter 7-7 games, but a little bit of uncharted territory for them, so we'll have to see how they respond.
Yeah. And I definitely think that, both sides of the ball, both offense and defense, as we're looking about 5 minutes left, it's going to be interesting to see how everybody does this.
It's going to be a return to the right side, and it's going to get just before the 50.
Yeah, again, great field position if you're Warwick. Again, Brody Frederick, if he wants, he can probably just launch a touchdown and then have the defense back on the field. But then I definitely think that they might be a little bit more careful with this. But again, I could be stand corrected. I'm pretty sure the last couple of games I said, they're going to take time with this. And the very next play, Brody Frederick, there he is with like a 70-yard touchdown.
They have the ability to pass short, take long drives, take short drives, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But this offense has not really connected tonight a lot, and they haven't been on the field a lot, so they are they're not as warmed up, but we'll see here what they decide to do. First down. It's going to be a handoff to Giacomo, number 42. He's got a lot of space at the middle of the field, and he's going to break free of a lot of tackles. 3 tackles, maybe 4 even, but no, he gets taken down. Big first down for the Warwick Wildcats.
Now that's a big first down.
Yeah. Takes it, flips the field.
Yeah, so it's about like a 20-yard or so gain. Again, Giacomo, like I said, has kind of been like a silent, juggernaut for this team. Whenever they need him, he's been able to capitalize, as we see with this.
We talk about the Sullivans and Mazza having wheels on them, but Giacomo's got some of his own, and he likes to show that off when he gets the chance.
Yeah, good kid too.
So we'll see here. Another first down for the Warwick offense. Brody's going to hand it off to him again. This time he's going to look for another hole up the middle. Oh, and he gets kind of tripped up. Takes down just about before the 30.
If he got tripped up, or if he didn't get tripped up, that would have been another huge gain for Warwick, obviously, but it just shows that the amount of passion that he has for the game, just being able to drive up the field and just make something happen.
The gap was there for him, just a little bit of a misstep right there. So
Yes.
Second down.
Yeah, so the clock's winding down. We got about 4 minutes left as the clock is ticking, as it was tackled inbounds.
Brody takes the ball. He's going to hand it off again to Giacomo, number 42. He's got a lot of space around the outside. This is the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's going to run it all the way into the end zone. Number 42, Giacomo, gets his touchdown on this game. And Warwick goes up 13-7 now.
Have yourself a game, Giacomo.
Number 42, a junior from Warwick. I think that's his first one that we've covered.
Hey, hopefully it's not the last. Again, just a great kid, great athlete, just very humble, very passionate about this game.
See a big reaction from the crowd over here. They got real loud, finally seeing their offense put some more points on the board.
Yeah. And again, that's going to make him feel good. Again, he's just been able to prove that he's part of this Warwick offense. And with that score, now it gives that boost that, hey, now we're up 7 again. So let's work on this. Let's win this thing.
Well, 7 pending. We'll see, obviously, this kick.
Right. Don't want to speak too early.
Cole Haskey, though, has been very, very good at kicking this season. I think he's only missed 2. So he's been very accurate. See him lining it up. It's ready. The kick is up, and that one it was a little low, but it went through. So you could hear the scare, the ooh from the crowd. But
you know what? I'm glad I didn't jinx it.
14-7 there. Now the 7-point lead for our Wildcats. Time is running down, not out, but down. And the Wizards, they have a lot of time in possession with that ball on offense, and their offensive guys got to go back out there again.
Yeah. But, again, I think it's just a fresh wind for this Warwick defense. Again, even though that the last possession they were able to score on, I think this just gives Warwick, we have trust on that offensive side of the ball. Now it's up to us to prove that we also can be trusted.
It's the offense just proved that they can drive down there and score when needed. So now the defense, we know they're good, but can they step up and be great and plan for those trick plays?
Yeah. I just want to shout something out. I saw something just before. I saw Brody Sullivan kind of just give a nice little hug to Giacomo, and, he's got to feel good about it. Again, you saw, all those plays of those rushes. You had that, huge 20-yard gain, and then that other 20 yards that ended up as a touchdown. So just a great feeling, a great night for Giacomo, and let's just hope it's not the last.
Obviously one of only 2 he's a rotating starter, so we'll give it one of the only 2 non-starting seniors or starting non-seniors. So it's a big moment for him. This is a really big kick all the way down to the 10 before, oh my God, a huge tackle right to the side. And the 13's got a lot of open space, and he might actually run this all the way down the field. Oh, he's got one man to beat, but he's just not going to be able to get there, but a huge run from the Wizards.
And that's going to be a huge momentum for Washingtonville. Again, they're down 7. Now all of a sudden they're in Warwick's territory, so now Warwick's defense is a little bit on their toes of just making sure they can't allow anything big to happen.
Just completely flip the field like we just talked about, and they take that ball from what looked like could have been the 15-20 and all the way to the other side, just about the 30. So, if you're Warwick, you just got to remember to stay calm right after that.
Yeah, you can't be too puzzled by it. You can't be too anxious. I think it's just, they got the ball. They're in a good position. We've proved that we can stop them. Let's make sure that we could.
So, obviously, just got to repeat what they just did on the last drive and hold them.
Yeah.
Well, almost hold them. They were about to hold them. Just a trick play got them up, but
looks like a
timeout has been called by the Wizards. So, I guess it's more time to talk, I guess. The Wizards have been very up and down, right, offensively. Some ups, some downs. It looks like they're better later in the downs. What do you make of that?
It just shows that you can't count a team out. You can force that 3 and out, but then when they get that 4th down, they've had those trick plays. They've had the one that turns into a touchdown. They had the one that was able to turn into another 1st down. So I say you can't be too comfortable with the position you're in if you're Warwick, or even if you're Washingtonville. It seems like these plays are working, but then you ask yourself, if you're Warwick, how much longer can they work? How much longer does it take for Warwick to figure out these schemes?
Because I feel like once they can figure that out, they can shut out this offense.
Right. So I think definitely going into half, I definitely think that the defense is going to shift if you're Warwick, just, again, to watch out for those plays. I definitely think they're going to be playing closer to their man and making sure that any of those plays can't happen.
So we'll see here what the Wizards decide to do on 1st down. Oh, and a false start, I think, on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go against Washingtonville.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to send them up for 1st and 15.
Yeah, Yeah, so it looks like Washingtonville's a little too eager to start, but then again, you have that huge return of that kickoff, so it's definitely going to...
Correction, first and 20. That's a 10-yard penalty. Oh, wait, no, was I right?
No, I think it's first and 15.
Oh, no, I was right the first time. Okay. They walked a little farther back than I anticipated. So, no, yeah, okay, the first and 15.
I don't think they want any Wildcats eavesdropping on their huddle.
So, huge pass right here. First down, he launches it out. He's got a man, and it's going to be caught. Oh, it is caught. Number 13, Matthew Rodriguez, again, a huge catch down the field.
And again, that's just, if you're Warwick's defense, they were able to almost pat that down, but again, it just Washingtonville's desire just to keep the play going. Like they don't blow the whistle dead until they hear the whistle. That doesn't really make sense.
No, they won't call the play. They won't call it dead for themselves until the whistle blows.
Exact. Thank you.
So I mean that's a George Pickens NFL level catch.
Yeah. What do you make that kind of play last week?
Yeah, I think it was last week. Another pass this time, and it's going to be almost. Oh, it was almost picked off, and Rodriguez is going to get it into the end zone again. A second touchdown for the Wizards. And it's going to be a 13-14 game now. Warwick with the 1-point lead pending the extra point.
Yeah, just a huge game for number 13 on Washingtonville, just making those huge plays and then capitalizing, making it a touchdown.
I mean, not much to say about that. I thought that was getting picked off right there by Grant. I think it was Grant Havel, the linebacker, that was in play, but just a little late to the ball and then missed the tackle because he obviously was trying to get to the ball. So just an unfortunate amount of circumstances right there. And the Wizards keep their offense on the field? That is their offense. They're going to try and take it for two. This would be a big 2-point conversion. They take the lead with this. Step back, look for an open man to throw it to, and this one is going to get incomplete. So it's going to keep the lead for the Wildcats, 14-13, not allowing that trickery to happen again.
Yeah, Warwick can kind of hold their breath. They're still winning. I know it's only up by 1, but I think right now, if you're Warwick's offense, you just got to stay on the field as long as possible. I think you just got to run out the clock, especially if they start winning and they start pulling away with these scores. Again, we're looking at about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I think for Warwick's defense, you don't want them back out on the field. Just let them catch their breath. Let them kind of work on these different plays. Let them strategize. But in the meantime, let Warwick's offense drill the clock down.
And most importantly, put points on the board. They don't want to go with a 1-point lead, especially considering Wizards get the ball back after this half. I will mention, too, last week they played Wallkill in Wallkill. Wallkill had the early lead. They were up 15-6 on us, but Warwick after halftime, right before halftime, they scored a touchdown, 15-13, and then came back. Yeah, and they were able to score 34.
And I know Warwick's been able to score fast and score easily, especially in all these 7 games that they've had. Here, we'll let the play go first.
A little bit of a lateral right there to Ryan Sullivan. That one's going to go past the 40, back to 45.
Yeah, so as I was saying is that Warwick's been able to score fast and score easily within these 7 games that they've had. But again, like you said, it seems like they're almost like a second-half team. Even though they are winning, it seems like once when they come out of that halftime, they're rejuvenated, and then that's when you start seeing a lot of these big plays happening for Warwick.
So it's going to be important to see if this Warwick team decides to show her quick, they can put the points up, try to get their defense right back out there, which I wouldn't recommend, but we'll never know until the play happens. So first down for this Wildcat offense. Going to be handoff to Giacomo again. He's going to bounce right side. He's got a lot of open space right in front of him again, and he's going to get into 35, about a 15-yard run, 20-yard run there for the Wildcats.
Again, just another huge run. Again, you got to shout out that sportsmanship. You had the Washingtonville player down, and you see one of the Warwick players picking him back up, but it's a smart play for Warwick to run the ball. You don't want to make any mistakes. Again, Brody is, when he throws, he's very accurate. He doesn't have a lot of interceptions to his name. But again, in this position, it's smart to do those runs. And
it's going to be another run. This time he's going to go up the middle, although it's not going to go as far. About a couple yards right there, so second down.
Yeah, although not far, it still lets the clock wind down a little bit. It gives Warwick's offense time to breathe, kind of get used to being on the field in this position. So, again, they're just methodically moving down the field, and they're going to try to move the chains down. Again, as we're looking about, we're less than 2 minutes left in this first half.
Warwick offense strategizing here, second down. Brody's going to hand it off again to Giacomo, who gets just read like a book, and that's going to go nowhere. almost a habit. Big third down now coming up for the Warwick offense.
Yeah, so now I think, you tried a couple of these run plays. You had that one by Giacomo that allowed them to get that first down, but then you go back and back and back again. I definitely think this is now they're going to look towards passing it, and I think this might be a short little screen pass maybe. We'll see.
They definitely just want to kill. The Warwick's trying to kill the clock, but it's hard to do that when you got to pass it. And Giacomo, he runs a couple of yards further, but it's going to be fourth down here.
All right, yeah, so again, I said it was a pass, but ends up being a run.
I mean, they can kick it. That is an option.
They could, but then again, then you're leaving Washingtonville with a little less than a minute left on the clock, so
and they get that ball back, and you don't want them to score twice. Then that really puts you in a deficit.
Right, so I definitely think Warwick, going into the halftime, they want to at least have a little bit more of a cushion room that they can work with. Because, again, if then Washingtonville comes back after half and then scores, then it makes things a little bit more interesting.
Keep in mind, on at least our broadcast, Warwick has not played for more than a one-score deficit. So it would be uncharted territory if that were to happen. So obviously this Wildcat offense and defense does not want that to happen. But, with the timeout being called, and there's not too much more that they can do offensively. I mean, they're stuck to what they've got right now. Fourth down. It's looking like about a 4th and 5.
Yeah.
So you can run it.
I wouldn't be surprised either way because, again, their run has been explosive this game, but we haven't really seen a lot of the passing. But, again, it's fourth down, so they're going to try to do something smart and something fast.
So whatever the Wildcats are known for, and it's going to be passing, and it's going to be a first down by Ryan Sullivan, who gets taken out just past the 20.
Yeah, again, smart, simple, efficient. He's not looking straight into the end zone, again, obviously, because it's the fourth down. But to be able to get one of the guys that you trust the most to get that completion and then add extra yardage, it gives them another breath of fresh air.
And it just lets this defense continue to breathe, and they don't have to get back on they don't have to rush onto the field.
Yeah, so the clock ends, it's 56 and a half seconds. So, again, let's just see what happens. Again, I think Warwick's offense, they're not flabbergasted, shout out SAT words, but they're not too worried about what's going on. I think they have faith in their quarterback. They know what they're talking about. A lot of these plays, they practice a lot.
So we'll see Brody. He's going to take this now. He's going to hand it off to Giacomo again, who looks to his left side, and he's going to get maybe 2 yards right there.
All right. Yeah, again, just running the clock down. Again, it's going about 45 seconds. So, obviously, scoring is on the agenda for the Wildcats.
So, I mean, they are guaranteed one more play because of the way that the play clock runs down. So we'll see here what Warwick has to do on second down. Signaling motion for Ryan Sullivan. It's going to be a pass. Brody Fredericks looking for a man. He's got a guy open. I don't believe it. No, it was not complete. He was looking for Ryan Sullivan.
Yeah. So you know what? It's going to be a third down, but, clock stops. So, again, they don't have to worry about the clock winding down in order to get something to happen. But now you got to be smart with how you play this game.
So the advantage now is that realistically, they've killed enough time, right, where they don't have to worry about Washingtonville getting the ball back, running right down the field, scoring, and then scoring again after the half.
Right.
Now they can keep it to a one-score game.
Right. So now it's their game for Warwick to make something happen.
In their control is what's been the best for them all season. Brody steps back in the pocket looking for anybody, looking for something open. He thinks he's got a man, and then he's going to throw it kind of late, and it's a little overthrown, maybe kind of just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know if they marked him out of bounds when he was running out.
I hope not, for his sake. I don't believe he was. There was a flag back there. In the backfield, kind of. Waiting on a word.
Is there a flag?
There was a flag. It was something yellow definitely on the field.
Maybe it was someone's cleats. Or you see there's some yellow gloves over there.
It looked like a flag. Maybe I
don't think there was
There was a whistle, so that's the only reason I would draw my attention to it, but
yeah, I think it might have just been to signal that they were that he stepped out of bounds to mark that the play was over.
Yeah, see, you can see the yellow. Someone got hit.
Yeah, looks like somebody might have got the wind knocked out of them with that play being close to the sidelines.
You can see the Dr. Sue over there.
Yeah, you got to be careful out on those sidelines.
Good to see him get up and be okay. I was a little confused there, but good to know that everyone is all right. You hear the crowd roaring for them, obviously, as a respectful thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Warwick had a timeout, so I think they're just, again, trying to strategize what's happening, what can we do, again, because now you have okay, it's a third down, okay.
Yes, it is a third. So they have 2 downs, not a lot of time.
So I think you were right. I think
There
there was
was
a
a
penalty.
flag.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't crazy. I was like, I saw something yellow. My eyes are not that great, but they're not that bad either. So, third down.
Okay, so now it's third and very long.
Third and extremely long. So, I mean, they're just trying to run the clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's 17 seconds left, it looks like, on the play clock, so.
Brody, screen pass right there to Dylan Sullivan this time. He's going to bounce out to his left side before getting taken down. And that's going to be a whistle blowing right there. I believe the timeout.
Yeah, it's going to be timeout on Warwick. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking at the clock. There's about 7 seconds left in this first half. So
This is likely the last play, you think?
it's probably going to be, let's get in the end zone. Let's make something happen if we could get that.
And Brody's saying to his players, Ryan, Dylan, Anthony, somebody get in the end zone, get open,
Yeah,
create some separation.
Yeah, maybe use some trickery, maybe.
I mean, we've seen it work for Washingtonville, so, wouldn't shock me if it worked for the Wildcats,
Yep.
but we'll have to see to this point. Neither team has played bad. Neither team has played spectacular. Every side of the ball from both teams has just been good. Everything has been good. So that's why they've been pretty even.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Warwick's defense hasn't been as dominant, but then again, they were dominant when forcing those fourth downs. It's just, again, the unfortunate fact is that Washingtonville is kind of pulling these tricks out of their pockets and making it work in their favor.
I think this is more of a testament to how good Washingtonville can play as compared to how Warwick is playing them.
Yeah, so Washingtonville, I think they're sending all their men back deep.
Expect it. Brody rolling out, trying to waste any of the clock he can. Oh, he might go down. He is going to go down, but it's not going to matter and effective to the quarter. That's the first time he's been sacked all game.
Yeah, so that's going to be the end of the quarter.
That'll end the half. So, everybody watching at home, don't go anywhere. With the score, Warwick up 14-13 with Washingtonville. Don't go anywhere because when we come back, it'll be second half of football.
Mike Rowe on the student organization known as Skills USA.
Well, everybody talks about high unemployment. It seems to me that the real problem is the skills gap. There are opportunities available, millions of them. Skills USA is on the front line. They're encouraging soft skills and specific skills. They're the connective tissue in between the opportunities that exist and the hopes that a lot of parents and kids have for their own future.
Learn more at skillsusa.org and microworks.org.
Skills USA, champions at work.
Welcome back to the Warwick Valley Television for the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Washingtonville Wizards. A current score, Warwick leading 14-13 as we come out of the half. Ryan, what do you make of the game so far?
I'm looking at this, and I definitely think it's anybody's game right now. Obviously, Warwick is up 1, but I think just the way we've seen just how both teams are playing, it might come down to whoever has the ball last, because, again, if it stays the 1-point game, then we're going to see what happens.
I think this game is going to elevate on offense because it seems like Warwick is starting to figure it out. So it's going to be interesting to see if that defense for Washingtonville can keep it up.
Yeah, and I mentioned it the previous half where we said that Warwick seems to be a second half team. They kind of see what went wrong or what they can improve on in the first half. And then obviously they fix it when they coming back into the field.
They're very good at adjusting, not as much on the fly, but they can get to that adjustment before it's too late. And they know what they have to do before they do it. So we'll see here as the second half begins to get underway.
Yeah. I definitely think, I was talking to a bunch of people, during the half, and it just seems like Warwick, they're just going to try to stop Washingtonville. I know it sounds, a lot easier than said than done, but they just got to stop them. Again, the fourth down conversions has been what has put Washingtonville on the board.
So Haskew kick it off, and it's going to go to about the 15. It's a good kick, but Matthew Rodriguez gets taken down at about the 24, I want to say.
And, that's just a great kick, and it seems like he's a little shaken up.
Not very quick to get up. He gets helped up there by his team.
I was going to say, number 13, who seems to be limping a little bit, has been a huge just a huge part of that Washingtonville offense.
Would have been a big blow to lose him. So thankfully for both us up in the booth and the fans and them, they did not have that happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was saying that's a great kick by Warwick just to start it off. It forces Washingtonville to kind of work backwards a little bit. So I know they're only about like the 30-yard line or so, but we've seen a lot of these plays that they're able to move up fastly from those returns.
It's going to be a screen pass to the left side. This one's going to make two men miss, and he's going to get not very far. He's going to get taken down, second down.
Just swarmed by a bunch of purple in there. And again, just a good look for Warwick's defense. I know, again,
it's slow again. Same guy.
Yeah, looks like he's looking for some help.
He's hurt. Yeah, he got up after the last play. He's grabbing his stomach. I don't know if it's a rib.
Yeah, you see Sue is attending to him, and again, just unfortunate. You just always hate to see those kinds of injuries happening, again, especially for a player who just seems to be so driven by the game.
Never, even if we're all friendly competitors here in Section 9 in Orange County, we never want to see any of our players go down with an injury.
Especially a young athlete who, I can tell is just a huge impact on that team.
Just an unfortunate hit for him. I don't think that one was really anything. I think the first hit when he got taken down initially is really what's doing him in.
Yeah, and then I think coming back and then getting hit again is...
It just re-aggravated it, and even worse so.
Right, so definitely they're going to take their time just making sure that he's okay and just making sure that, everything's going to be all right with him. And we have a great staff here in Warwick with Sue just making sure that everybody has the help that they need. She's always on call just every single sport, so shout out to her and her office.
And you can hear the crowd claps behind for Matthew getting up and walking off the field. So hopefully for Washingtonville, not too big of a blow here as we kind of settle back into this game.
Yeah, I definitely think in this game on both sides, both Warwick and Washingtonville, it's definitely been the next man up mentality. Warwick's lost a couple of guys throughout the season, and you can assume that probably the same can be said for Washingtonville.
It's going to be another pass this time by, and that one almost overthrown, but he did come down with it, number 18.
Yeah, so it looks like it might be a little bit of a gain, but...
Aiden Sullivan.
Yeah, it looks like it maybe just like a half a yard or so.
I mean, third down.
If I was Washingtonville, I would have said I would have preferred if it was just overthrown a little bit. That way it's just clock's done. You don't have to worry about it. But then having that extra half-yard gain, it really doesn't add anything. But now it forces them to now make something happen.
I think also the defender was right there. He's trying to fit it into that window. It's a little tight.
Right.
Third down, he's going to step back again, looks to throw. He's scrambling out of the pocket, and that one's going to get tipped by the defender, and it's going to be a 3-and-out for the Wizards.
Yeah, I believe that was 41 Wyatt Vreeland on that tackle, right? It looked like.
It looked like the 41 of Vreeland.
Yeah,
he's been all over the field all season.
Yeah, he's been great on both defensive and special teams, just making anything happen for Warwick to score.
I mean, we know this Warwick defense, they know how to kick it up a gear like the offense, and we know they're just as talented, so it's just about them unleashing that and seeing it.
Yeah, so the question is, we see a punt, and I mean, they're very well deep into their own field, Washingtonville, so I would predict that this wouldn't be a fake, but then again, seeing this game and seeing how they play, anything can happen.
So we'll have to... a bunch of whistles. Nope, I think it's a false start.
Yeah, I think there is a flag, so hopefully this doesn't go into Warwick's. It looks like it's going to be going back on Washingtonville, and it does.
So that's going to be, what, a 5-yard?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 5-yard loss on Washingtonville. So now I would say that they're probably just want to get this ball out of their own backfield and just, trying to kick it as deep as they can so Warwick doesn't have as much of a field to play with.
Minimizing the damage, hopefully, for Washingtonville right here on this punt. Oh, I was going to trick play it again. I got a little nervous.
A little bit of a short punt, too.
That one's going to go down to about the 30.
You see, I say a short punt, but then I
see that's not short. That's like...
To be fair, it looked like the way it was kicked was a little bit short, but I guess just the air time it had and maybe a bounce that it took, it just took the opposite side of the field. Now Warwick's working on their own 30.
I mean, just the only gripe I feel like I'd have about that is that Warwick, they didn't I don't know what I'm saying. I have no gripe about that. It's just a normal punt. So we'll see what this Warwick offense has to bring to the table.
You know, one thing I will notice, though, is that since Warwick really hasn't been out offensively as much, a lot of their guys are still fresh. So they got that going for them.
A lot of speed still on this team. Giacomo, speaking of speed, he's going to use all of his that he can to get down to the 40-yard line.
You know, I just love how he just puts his shoulder down, just looking to get a couple extra yards just to make things more manageable. And, again, just being able to be that dominant player, just getting those yards and getting those possessions.
We talk about the receivers a lot, and obviously quarterback Brody Frederick here, the first down you hear from Warwick. But we never really talk about Giacomo in the run game. Aaron Callender, too, I'll give him his flowers. But Giacomo, he's been a really big part of this offense, like whether on the run or just even in the air if it's faking a run or whatever the case may be. Second down, though, it's going to be another handoff to Giacomo. He's going to bounce right again, and he's going to try and break free. He's going to get another 5 yards, and it's going to be about 2nd and 5 after that play right there.
Again, just another great short gain. I think Warwick, obviously, like I said, a lot of these guys, they haven't caught the ball, they haven't ran the ball, except for Giacomo with that one touchdown. But I definitely think that they're kind of taking their breath. Again, Warwick's defense, even though they came out of halftime, the first half seems like Warwick's defense was on the field the entire time. So I think with Warwick's offense, they want to kind of flip the script. They want to make sure that the offense is out as much as they can.
It also is worth mentioning that if they were to score here and get 6 and then get a PAT, that would be an 8-point lead, forcing the hand of Washingtonville. That was Aiden Cormales right there, and his first, I think, run of any of our broadcast.
It was Muhammad.
Correction, it was Muhammad Najafapur. Look at the 8 there. I saw 8 for a second, but
you know, it's kind of hard, look, especially when the jerseys get like scrunched up a little bit.
I saw both of them on the field. So Muhammad gets a carry there for the night. So down there in this third quarter. So it'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, it looks like about like a 3rd and 2. Again, clock really isn't much of a concern right now. We're looking about like 9.5 minutes left. Again, it's anybody's game, but right now, if Warwick wants to score, they have the freedom to do so.
It's really at their own will right now.
It seems like there might be a little bit of communication with Warwick. You see Brody
changing
signaling.
The play. It's going to be a handoff again to Giacomo. He's going to run.
And he's got it.
And he's going to get the first down, and it's going to be another first down for the Wildcats, slowly inching their way down the field.
Yeah, and I definitely think this is the way Warwick kind of designed how they want to play the rest of this game. You know, again, Warwick's defense, I'm going to keep saying it now, they've been on the field the entire time of this game. They want to make sure that all those guys are able to rest. That way when they're back on the field, they can kind of take their time, they can be methodical. But for Warwick's offense, anything can happen.
We'll see here on another first down what they decide to do. Brody's going to pass it this time. He steps back in the pocket. He's got an open man. It's Ryan Sullivan on the left side. He's going to get the first down and a little bit more, and he's going to break free down the sideline to the 20, the 15, 10, 5, and he's going to run it all the way into the end zone. A touchdown. Ryan Sullivan puts the Warwick Wildcats back on the board, 20-13.
And that is another touchdown for Sullivan tonight.
It's his 2nd of the game. Trying to catch up to his brother. Got to imagine that's in the back of his mind somewhere. Brotherly love. But Warwick scores again.
Do you remember where they were on the field?
They were probably about the 40 or the 50.
So like a 40-yard or so?
I'd say about 40 yards right there.
Yeah, so now we have a 20-13 game.
Pending the extra point, it would make it an 8-point game. But, you know, we got to just see here. This kick goes up, and it is
no good.
No good. So 20-13 will remain the score. So a 7-point game, but no problem for Warwick. So got the lead. They were able to stop Washingtonville last time out, so hopefully they can do that again and score again.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we said, Warwick's offense, they're able to score when they want to, and I definitely think that just Sullivan being able to be that shifty when he has the ball, just being able to make extra yards and then also just extra to make a touchdown is definitely a huge upside for Warwick.
So, I mean, halfway through this third quarter, right? So, if you're the defense of Warwick, do you think you want to just get the quick stop, or do you almost want them to run and just kind of kill some clock because they're behind now?
I think you gotta, I don't know, I was going to say, I think you have to kind of stop it quick because you have the momentum now. You're up 7. And we also see how this Washingtonville's offense could be, especially under pressure. So I think you want to kind of just get the short stops and just get the ball back as fast as you can. Again, because it's only a 7-point game, so you want to be able to at least capitalize that lead.
Askew kicks that one. That's a really long kick. It's going to go take him down about the 20. Matthew Rodriguez back on the field. He's going to get to the 35 before getting met by a defender. I believe that was number 30 on the tackle, 38 on the tackle.
There is a flag on the play, unless it, let's see what it is. It might be an unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that.
But sure, at the moment, you can see players are obviously running off the field.
Yeah, there was a flag that was thrown after the fact.
Waiting for the word. It's a foul on the Wildcats. So that's going to help out the Wizards a little bit more extra.
Yeah, so let's see how far that penalty does add.
I think it's only about 5 yards right there. So, yeah. So, Wizards offense back out here. What do you think they need to do, Ryan?
I mean, I think just stopping the run and stopping those short plays. And it looks like this penalty is actually going to be a little bit further than we thought.
Maybe 10 yards there, it looks like.
Yeah, so now they have a little bit more of a better field position, which, again, is a little unfortunate for Warwick. But, again, they were able to get that stop earlier. I wouldn't let that field position now affect them.
Obviously, have to see how it goes. It's going to be a pass this time. He rolls out to his left, and he's got a guy, and he's going to get it incomplete. That ball goes out, and second down this time.
Yeah, and I mean, again, see a little bit of chirping going back and forth between this team. Again, it's kind of been a tough game on both sides, so I can definitely see how the emotions are getting kind of intertwined in this game. But then again, you got to be smart with how you play. You can make the big play, but you got to make sure that you don't say anything. You want to make sure that any flags aren't thrown. That's the goal of this game.
20-13, the score. Just how many more touchdowns will it take Warwick to really seal this game away, or is Washingtonville going to keep up the pace?
I was going to say they got to at least be up 2 possessions to feel somewhat comfortable, because we've seen that anytime Warwick's had a lead, Washingtonville has been able to kind of just answer straight back. So I think if they're able to capitalize on at least a 2-possession game, then that makes things a little bit more manageable for Warwick.
And that's usually how they end out these games, usually with an extra score. So
I think, if anything, they're looking for some kind of turnover.
Second down is going to be a pass to the right side. He thinks he's got a man, but he overthrows him just a little bit. It'll be 3rd and 10 this time.
Yeah, and he just got that ball off. He's lucky because you just saw that swarm of Warwick defensive line just getting past.
I mean, Washingtonville's pretty big. They got a big line. Very strong guys down there. So impressive that this Warwick defense is able to get to this quarterback as much as they are.
Yeah, they've been pretty good when it comes to pressuring the quarterback. It's just, again, those short little passes that are kind of hurting the Warwick defense. And again, it's tiring them out, but again, we're looking at it at a 3rd down, so again, you're looking for any stop possible to get the ball back.
Warwick has scored on our last 2 offensive possessions, keep in mind, so it's important that Washingtonville gets this first down and tries to score, because Warwick seems to have been turning on the Jets recently on offense.
Yeah, I think Warwick, again, coming out of halftime, they're coming in with a new mentality. You know, some things that they've tried working hasn't been working out, so now they're trying different things.
It's going to be another throw this time. He almost got swarmed in the pocket, and it's going to be incomplete. A big stop there for Warwick. It's going to be 4th down.
There is a flag on the play, though, so we're going to see what this might be.
Hopefully it's not pass interference.
That might be the case. Looked like he hit him as soon as the ball was coming.
Remember, it's when the ball gets there is the rule. They're discussing it.
Yeah, so let's see if there's different angles going on here. Again, it'll be unfortunate if that is what we think.
A personal foul on the Wildcats was the official word you see here from the referee. So
yes,
that big 3rd down
is no more.
Is going to be a 1st down for the Wizards.
Again, it's just those mistakes that Washingtonville has been able to capitalize on. Again, Warwick's able to stop them to get to the 3rd down, 4th down plays. But then you get those kind of plays. Not saying that Washingtonville's getting lucky, but it's just the way that both teams are playing right now. It seems like Washingtonville is able to kind of get the better side of the story.
So we'll have to see here hopefully if the penalty doesn't rile up this defense and they can keep cool.
Yeah, they definitely got to play smart. Can't let the temper get to them.
It's going to be a run that goes nowhere for that Washingtonville offense, and it's going to be a 2nd and long.
Yeah, I definitely think Warwick, they have that chip on the shoulder. They're definitely going to play a little bit tougher, a little bit more vigilant. And again, you just got to be smart with how you play. You don't want to be too aggressive to get another personal foul. Instead, you just want to make the hit, you want to make the blocks, make the tackles, and then call it a day.
So we'll see when they get another playoff. I mean, they have been taking a while, this Washingtonville team, when it comes to getting to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. But like I said, I think this is definitely a good outlook for Warwick because it's keeping Warwick's offense fresh. They're allowed to breathe.
You see here, a lot of pressure, and it's going to be picked off by Lucas Siever. No, he dropped it. He got there, but just couldn't hold on to it. But you see, he was
ready to celebrate.
He was all but on it. It's a big stop there for the Wildcats.
Again, that's just a great read by Warwick's defense. Again, like I said, if they want to get possession, it's going to have to take a turnover, and we saw that was almost the case for Warwick.
So a 3rd down.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 3rd and 12.
3rd and long here. We'll have to see. The Wizards are going to have to throw it. I mean, I don't imagine they're running 12 yards.
Unless, again, they do some of that short passes or like a kind of lateral almost. I wouldn't say anything is
out of the question.
Right.
We'll see. They will pass it here on 3rd down. It's going to be an air out way down the field. And this one's going to get picked off. And it's going to be Lucas Siever this time again. And he's not going to get taken down this time. Now he does.
Now that is an interception.
He wanted that. We wanted another interception on the year, and he's going to get it here, picking off the Washingtonville Wizards. And that's going to give Warwick the ball back.
That's just a great morale boost for Warwick. Again, now all of a sudden they're going to come marching back onto the field with that kind of mentality. Again, just a great play by Warwick. Just, not giving up on the plays, not letting those emotions or the tempers kind of letting it block your mentality. They're playing with very clear-minded plays.
So we'll see here. Warwick's offense is going to be a handoff this time to Giacomo. He's going to run it up the middle, and he's going to get a couple yards there on a spin move. He's going to move about 3 yards up, so it'll be 2nd and 7. Not a lot to comment on. This game has been kind of moving a little slow, actually, compared to most of our usual games. But just got to keep an eye on this Warwick offense. If they score again, you want to think this game is starting to fall out of reach.
Yeah, so again, we're looking about less than 7 minutes left to play now, and it's just now it's Warwick's turn to score again. They're already up 7, they're up 7. So I say they capitalize on this, capitalize off that interception.
And it's going to be I think a screen pass it was to Dylan Sullivan, who gets a couple yards before going out of bounds for 3rd down.
I did see a yellow flag being thrown, and I believe it was someone on Washingtonville.
Yeah, I see it over there. So another flag today. Tonight, I should say.
Yeah, so it's definitely been a very penalty-heavy game, which, again, can't fault them for it. It's just the way the game's been played. It's just how do you adjust to those kind of scenarios or those outcomes that are now happening.
So
there are penalties on both sides.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to offset, so nothing really changes. So it's going to be a 2nd down, or like a 2nd and 7, it looks like.
It's basically a redo of the play. So redo of it. Again, remember, Warwick up 20-13 as of right now. Trying to score again, trying to put this game a little further out of reach.
Yeah, just got to get the ball out of their own kind of possession.
Brody's going to hand it off again, and this ball is going to move up a couple yards before being ultimately stopped just past the line.
Yeah, it looks like maybe it's just like a 1 or 2 yard gain. Again, don't necessarily hate the play. It's kind of just wearing out that Washington defense, trying to, make something happen. They're going to go with Giacomo again, as he's had a pretty big game.
Saw Muhammad there, took that run up a couple of yards. So we'll see, again, just Warwick getting ready. They're kind of trying to kill some clock. They have no need to rush. They got the lead, got the ball. Brody's going to step back in the pocket. He's looking for an open man. He's got one across the middle. It's going to be Dylan Sullivan. He's got a lot of open space in front of him, taking it past the 50, the 40, and he's only got 2 men to beat. Dillon's going to get down just to about the 15-yard line. A huge pass play right there by Brody to Dillon.
Again, just a huge play to happen. Again, it's just something that you love to see by Sullivan. Again, he's kind of been quiet tonight, but it's these plays that make him such a special receiver, that he has those has those receptions, and he's able to just be shifty on the feet, getting those extra yardage. So
it's allowed this Warwick offense to move far down the field and have more time to kill and try and get in the end zone. Brody's going to step back again. Another pass. This time he looks to the end zone. Oh, and just through the hands of Ryan Sullivan, who was looking for his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Oh, almost with the hat trick. But again, because of this one pass, it's not going to be the last time he's going to have a target.
Remember, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air for Ryan. So we'll have to see. Warwick's got two rushing, 1 passing. They've got some options. They know how to do both with the ball. Washingtonville's defense seems to be getting a little tired out there.
Yeah, so again, Warwick, you got to capitalize on that. Tire them out. Make sure that they're working for it. If you're going to have a short gain, try to get those few extra yards.
You can see this offense. They got a lot of energy. He's going to be a handoff this time to 42 Giacomo. He's got a lot of open room, and he's going to run towards the end zone, and he's going to get in there. And he's going to get his 2nd touchdown of the night. And it's going to take the lead to 26-13. And the Wildcats are now up 2 scores.
That is another huge play by Giacomo, who is having one heck of a night. So he's got 2 touchdowns so far. And again, he's got to feel good. Again, now you have those 2 possessions. Now you can play a little bit more cushion. But then again, they might want to still be aggressive with it. And it looks like they might be going for 2.
Trying to make up for that obviously missed PAT earlier. You see Brody's still on the field. He's not out there unless he's doing quarterback activities. So it appears we're going to go for 2 here for the Wildcats.
Yeah,
Interesting decision.
Yeah, so let's see what's going to happen here. Yeah, you see White reeling, so you got to maybe think, is he going to be involved in this play one way or another?
See, Ryan's back there, too, in the backfield. There's 3 back there. No, it's just going to be a normal Brody scramble, so I'm going to look for an open man, and it's going to go to, I believe, yes, Wyatt Vreeland, who takes the 2 points, and that will put the lead 28. No, I was right. No, I was wrong. 20. No, I was right. I was right.
28-13.
Okay, I knew I was right for a second there. 28-13 there. Going back and forth in my mind. But 28-13 is the lead for the Wildcats, a 15-point lead.
Yeah, so like I said, now it's interesting because now you're up 3 scores.
Well, it's 2 pending some PATs and 2 points, but generally it's a 2-score game.
Right. So Washingtonville now has to score 2 touchdowns if we're speaking realistically with the clock. So they got to score. They got to score fast. So Warwick's defense just has to hold them. Again, we're looking at about 5.5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, and again, it's been all Warwick. The first half, it kind of seems like it was anyone's game, but like we said, they're able to score fast and they're able to score efficiently. Warwick's offense is able to kind of ride the bench right now, take a couple breaths, and if they're able to get a big stop with the defense, they might want to add some more.
I doubt it was in the back of anyone's minds, but Warwick has not scored 27 or under 27 points this season. With that, they have passed that benchmarker. As you see, that return doesn't go too far for Washingtonville. Washingtonville, they entered this game. They're ranked 17th in Section 9. Honestly, I'm going to vouch for them a second here. I think that's a little underrating of them, how good they actually are. I think they're more closer to a top 10 team than people want to give them credit for. But Warwick ranks 6th still, and we know we are clawing, trying to get into that top 5 in Section 9.
No, and I definitely think that this is where you kind of see the rankings where, it might just be a number. Again, some people might see Washingtonville with that number of a ranking and then kind of underestimate how their team is playing. But if you tell me that was their ranking, I wouldn't have believed you, seeing how well they've been able to play tonight and just the level of competition they're able to have against Warwick.
So Washingtonville, obviously, they were coming off the 34-0 loss to Minnesink last week. So they're trying to bounce back, and they've put some points on the board. It's going to be a big run up here down the middle of the field. Number 4 of Drew Parchin for the Wizards. And it's going to be, I believe, 2nd down. So just an update, actually. So I know we're a Warwick broadcast here, but I feel the need to mention, since playoffs are in the balance, Minnesink playing Port Jervis right now is important because they are up 14-0. They were trying to carry momentum, and if they beat Port Jervis, Warwick would, assuming we continue to win this game, be the only undefeated team in Section 9 right now. So we are on standby of that.
Yeah.
At least here up in the booth, I have note of that. It's going to be another handoff this time up the middle of the field. He's got a lot of space to run. Number 18 just gets it trucking down to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be a different Sullivan. Except for
Aiden Sullivan.
Yeah, so what, we got Dylan and Ryan on Warwick, and now we got Aiden on Washingtonville.
To my calculation, no relation. No, that was also not meant to rhyme, but I guess it did that time. I gotta stop. All right. But big first down.
Oh, there you go.
Gotta stop saying big. We gotta get a new vocabulary. But a first down for the Wizards.
Yeah, with about 4.5 minutes left or so. So time is definitely now of a essence for Washingtonville to just make something happen.
And that play was not in the right type of direction for them. That's gonna be a second down, as that run did not go anywhere for the Wizards. Mac Paulson, you see, got in there on the tackle.
Yeah, so again, I'm just going to keep saying it. Clock's ticking. Again, Washingtonville, they still have another huge quarter to play, so it's going to be interesting to see how this game kind of winds down as time obviously becomes a huge essence in order to possibly match a comeback.
So, see here is going to be another second down pass. It's going to be a screen pass. He looks for Matthew Rodriguez trying to find open space, but he's going to get a couple yards and to no cigar.
Yeah,
third down.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still a manageable third down. So instead of being back with a couple of lost yards, they're able to at least scratch a couple of that and make it like a 3rd and 8, it looks like, almost.
Third and manageable is what we'll call it there.
Right, because we definitely seen that Washingtonville has been able to manage back with those 3rd and longs and able to make it a first down.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, did Warwick's defense learn anything during halftime? Because this is kind of the first time we're seeing them in the second half in this kind of situation. Because we saw that interception earlier
from Siebert. So we'll see. Third down right here. It's going to be a screen pass behind him. Oh, it's going to be a fake screen pass. And it's going to get picked off again, and it's Lucas Siebert again. He's going to run it down the field, trying to beat a man, but he's not going to be able to do it. But he's going to get another interception. 2 on the game, back-to-back drives. And you can see he's hyped up after that. There's a flag.
There might be some
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike or personal fouls, but I think the interception will still stand.
I think it stands. I think it's a yard penalty there.
Yeah, I think that this obviously happened after the interception, so it might have been a late block. It could have been something. So we're going to see what happens here.
So we'll have to see. But
yeah, just waiting for the official word. Yeah, so definitely the interception, I think, is going to stay for Warwick.
You can see the offense is not moving off the field. It definitely stands. It's just a matter of where on the field this offense can be playing from. But we know with this Warwick team, it doesn't matter, it feels like.
No, I mean, the last interception that he had earlier this quarter
was further back.
Yeah, so obviously if they are pushed a little back, if anything, it's more fun for them because it means they're able to spend more time on the field and get bigger possessions.
Obviously, as a high school athlete, you just want to be on the field as much as humanly possible. So.
I was going to say, if they're pushed back, I don't think anyone might complain. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to get to the end zone, but knowing this team, they're able to regain those lost yards.
Really pouring on the points in this third quarter is the Wildcats, and if they score again, you can almost—I don't want to say it's out of reach. You never say never in football, but
right.
it does make it extremely difficult for the Wizards, who are currently already down 2 scores. That would make it 3.
Yeah, so we're still waiting for the official word of what actually is the official word.
The official word of the official word.
Although I do see Washingtonville's quarterback coming out, right? Number 7.
He does play both sides,
okay.
So it is not a good teller. It's unsportsmanlike conduct. We didn't get on who, but you can see the Warwick offense is out there. So the interception, like we thought, does stand.
Right. So I think there's a personal foul on Washingtonville.
Okay, so that actually helps out Warwick. Probably a little upset about the interception. I would be too.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple offsetting penalties on both sides, but I think it is going to gain Warwick a couple yards as that penalty ended up against Washingtonville. So looks like Warwick's going to have really great field position as they're already in Washingtonville's field position as it looks like with those penalties. So again, we're looking at about 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. It's 28-13, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if Warwick just decides to launch this ball into the end zone, just kind of make it even harder for Washingtonville to come back.
That defense wasn't out there that long. They've been able to get some good breaks, so that defense looks re-energized, so it leaves the offense some options. They were stumped early. They have not been. They have scored consistently now since getting the ball at the end of the second quarter and all throughout the third. It's going to be a little bit of a high snap, but Brody finds an open man. Ryan Sullivan, who the whistle is blowing, he had a lot of open field in front of him.
Yeah, I was going to say that would have been a huge gain.
Actually, would have been a touchdown potentially. But
I don't think there's a flag. I don't know if there's a...
Maybe the play didn't get off in time? Well, no, because there's no flag, so there's no
Yeah,
delay.
I was going to say maybe they didn't blow the whistle
To signal the game to play?
Yeah.
I mean, remember, for anyone who's confused, they do have to whistle for them to be able to start the play. Maybe they didn't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't look...
There's no we can't from where we are. We don't see a flag.
Yeah, there's no yellow on the field, so I don't think there's anything that is against each team.
So we are just going to take it as they did not get the play. They didn't whistle for the play to be able to start.
Yeah, they're just going to kind of restart where they are, but definitely looks like it's a little bit more of a meticulous game as the officials are just talking to one another. Again, it's been a little bit of a tricky game, kind of not knowing what's happening, but it's not manageable.
You can see Brody talking to the offense coordinator here.
Yeah, you know, during this time as they're kind of deciding what's happening, it's definitely a great time to kind of figure out what different things can we do, what things haven't been working for the offense that we can kind of capitalize on now. Because, again, they have that opportunity being up 15 to kind of try out new things.
Leaves them some options, as we would like to say. So Warwick's offense gets ready to snap this ball, and Brody's going to step back, looking around for an open man in the pocket, and it's going to be complete to Ryan Sullivan again, and he's going to break free for a first down. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to beat another man around the outside. He's trying to get into the end zone again, and he's going to get there. Another touchdown for Ryan Sullivan.
Is that the hat trick or no?
That would be a hat trick. His second receiving, and his second receiving. He had one on the ground earlier. So that takes the lead to 34.
Have a night.
Ryan Sullivan and Giacomo just straight touchdowns at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be a competition of who can end up with the most after tonight.
Went Ryan, Giacomo, and Ryan again. So, but Ryan Sullivan puts us at a 34-13 lead, a now 3-score game effectively.
Yeah, so it looks like they're not going to go for a 2-point conversion. I think right now they're just going to be like, we're comfortable with the lead we have. Let's just...
No need to push it. They got back to where they missed.
Yeah, you know what? 1 point can go a long way, especially if Washingtonville is able to cook up somewhat of a comeback. That 1 point might be a good strategy.
Just here before getting close to the end of the third quarter, always nice to see Warwick putting on some points, and that is going to go through, and that'll be a 35-13 lead there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, a great showing by Warwick. Kind of, again, they've scored 21 points in this third quarter alone, so definitely a good sign that they're not giving up. And like I said, they're a huge second-half team, but you also have to give credit to the defensive side that they were the ones that were able to make that happen with those 2 interceptions.
I mean, Lucas Siebert has been all over the field this quarter. I mean, he's been everywhere.
I was going to say he almost had almost 3 interceptions, but the play immediately after,
he got the interception
interception, so... I was going to say, this momentum swing wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him. So you got to give a huge shout-out to just the way he's been able to cover the field, read the quarterback, know where he's throwing it, and again, just making those big plays.
So we'll see as they kick it back off to Washingtonville, the Wizards. I don't know why I keep calling them the Wizards, like saying Washingtonville, then the Wizards. I don't know why. But see Cole Haskey here.
There's some tongue twisters of teams in this section.
Well, everyone likes to have the same initial as their town, so it makes sense. So the Wildcats kick it to the Wizards now. He's going to, almost muffed the punt there. He's going to take it to the 30. He's going to move to the 35, looking for the 20. He's trying to get 25 to the 30, but he's not going to get there. Matthew Rodriguez, again, he has been the soul of that team tonight.
Yeah, he definitely has the heart, especially after those 2 scary hits when he was on the, down on the field, but it's definitely a great sign that he's able to just make things happen while he's out there.
Got on the ground earlier, but still fighting, scratching, clawing, putting everything he's got for this team out there. Obviously, he kept them in it earlier. So, I mean, they still are in it. You never know. Washingtonville could easily throw 2 touchdowns, throw a touchdown, get the ball back, throw a touchdown again. I don't know.
I mean, it's still just the third quarter, so we still have another huge quarter to go.
But we'll see what the Wizards decide to do here on offense for the first down. As Tesseman gets ready to take the ball, and he's going to hike it. And he's going to look around for an open man, and he's got one, number 18, and he just trucked whoever that was. And he's going to keep running down the field and takes it to about the 40. Aiden Sullivan, he is a big guy.
Yeah, let me just say the Sullivans on both sides of both teams have been huge, just juggernauts, just making things happen.
He just ran past Grant Havel, and keep in mind, guys, I'm pretty small, and Grant Havel is a giant to me. He just made Grant Havel look like small. Like that was terrifying, honestly. But felt the need to mention that he is a big running back. He's strong.
Yeah, so I definitely think Washingtonville, they're going to keep going back to number 18, Sullivan. I think he's just been able to make those huge trucks and just those huge plays to make those yards happen.
Testament, I think they faked it. They fake ran it, and it's going to be a catch by the 18 as he's running down the field, and he's going to get all the way down to about the 15 before getting taken down.
And that was almost picked off, but I got to give him credit for holding on to that. It looked like one of Warwick's defensive backs had the hands on the ball, but just shout out to, again, 18 Sullivan on Washingtonville just to hold on to it, be strong, and just continue mowing down the field.
So it's going to be another first down for the Wizards. They're starting to build some momentum. Warwick has to be a little careful. I know they have the big lead, but you don't want them to try and get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the goal is to not let them score in this quarter because, again, there's about a minute and a half left. So I say if you're able to stop them here, then you're forcing them to score all those points in the fourth quarter.
Wizards take the snap. It's going to be a fake handoff again. Testament looking to the end zone. He thinks he's got a man, and he does, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Wizards. Matthew Rodriguez gets his third of the game, and that takes them up to 19 points, making the score 34-19 for the Wizards.
Yeah, so again, making things a little bit more interesting.
But nonetheless, that touchdown isn't the end of the world for the Wildcats. Just got to make sure that they don't allow more in the future.
Right.
We'll see how they respond.
Yeah,
to
and
the next drive.
that was number 13, right?
Yes, number 13 of Matthew Rodriguez.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to go for two, and I don't blame them because, again, you want to try to get as many points as you can in this short of a time.
Also, my correction, 35-19 is at 34. And they're going to go for two here. Testament trying to equal it out. He's going to run it himself, and he's going to not get there. I thought he's
going to say
be short. So he's going to stay at 19. And that's going to keep us at a 35-19 game.
I was going to say, if he stretched out just a little bit more.
Oh, he's down.
It does look like he is shook up just a little bit. He did take a pretty hard hit.
I mean, what's good, the only good thing about that is that he does get the chance to take a minute to breathe. We don't know, obviously, what the extent of his hit is.
It does look like he is able to walk off on his own, which obviously is a very good sign. But, yeah, he's just a very physical player, and, you know, he's definitely one of the heart and souls of that Wizard team.
So it's just important that he gets, obviously, healthy before getting back in the game. So we'll see how that goes. But hopefully for the Wildcats, they can score again and keep back to a three-score lead, But we'll see how the kick return goes.
Yeah, so I mean, we're looking at about a 16-point differential within both teams. Obviously, Warwick up with those 16 points, and again, I think you can't be afraid to score here if you're Warwick. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about the clock because, again, you're forcing them the hand to make those plays, and if anything, it forces Washingtonville to make maybe an overthrown pass that turns into an interception, or maybe just some of those scenarios that could happen.
Kick is off. Oh, it's a really low kick. I'm surprised is that an onside kick that counts? I'm surprised that got no flag.
And I think that is Washingtonville's ball, but
Washingtonville definitely got that. I was just I didn't think that went 10 yards, but I guess it does. So the onside kick is good for the Wizards. So they get the ball back. I was going to say that Warwick has not scored. Warwick's 35 points is actually not even meeting their average. They have 37 a game, but they're going to have to wait a little bit, I guess, because that offense for the Wizards is staying out there.
Yeah, I mean, again, just unfortunate because, again, now with that energy that Washingtonville was able to bring, it definitely, again, I'm just going to say it makes things interesting because it's going to force Warwick to play very smart and very meticulous when it comes to this defense. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Washingtonville tries to take a shot down deep in within these couple of plays.
Tries to score before the end of the quarter. 18 is the hand that hikes it to the number 1, and that he gets taken down. just before the first down marker, so it's going to be second down here.
Yeah, so we see the clock ticking, and there's about 40 seconds left, so they are going to have to get a play off, I believe. There's about, like, I want to say, like, a second or so difference between the play clock and the actual
Game clock.
Game clock.
So they will get one more play off. Well, I mean, obviously it doesn't change the possession because there's no end of half, but
right.
we're seeing.
Washingtonville is at very good field position.
I don't know if 18 is an emergency quarterback or the actual or backup quarterback. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm not quite sure, but 18's going to take it himself. He's going to run it up the middle. He didn't even hesitate, and he's going to get them the first down that they need.
I was going to say, one positive of 18 being the emergency quarterback, if that is him, it does take him out of those running plays, and it forces him to then, if he does run, it's going to have to be a scramble, which I think Warwick has done a very great job at. So, obviously, you want to make sure that your quarterback, number 7, is healthy and is good, and I believe that is the end of the third quarter.
So, although the third quarter is over with the Wildcats being up 34-19 over the Wizards, don't go anywhere because when we come back, the Washingtonville Wizards and the Warwick Valley Wildcats will play fourth quarter action.
Premier Lacrosse League players spend their whole life practicing every day for years just to make it in the league. To make it to the PLL, you must have dedication and put hours of time in, but that often doesn't even translate to a living wage. Hello, my name is Levi Solari, and I believe the pay for PLL players is way too low. Most people think the game is boring to watch and the game is unknown. I believe otherwise. The game is fast-paced, and the way to win is whoever gets the most goals before the time hits 0. It is a very physical sport. Some people would even argue it's more physical than football. The PLL stands for Premier Lacrosse League and has 25 players on each team. It was established in 2018 by Paul Rabel and his brother Mike Rabel. Paul Rabel was known to be one of the greatest players of all time. The main reason the pay is so low is because the viewers are so low. One way that can make the viewer count go up is if there are more advertisements and be more available on more mainstream channels. If more people watch it, then they would make more money to pay the players more fairly.
Welcome back to C. Ashton Morgan Field here on Warwick Valley Television for the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Washingtonville Wizards. We're currently up 35-19 over the Wizards. You're ready for some fourth quarter action, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be a very exciting fourth quarter, just in the sense that Washingtonville, this previous play, were able to recover that onside kick. So, again, it's going to force Warwick to play very smart, very meticulous. Again, I said that a lot of times, but I just can't emphasize enough. They got to be smart. They can't be too eager to try to get the ball back. Because, again, you got to remember, Washingtonville, even though they have 15 minutes left, they still have to score 16 points within that time. So realistically, it's got to be 2 touchdowns with the 2-point conversions.
So we'll have to see what the Wizards are able to come up with, but it's going to be a tough task for them. 18 looking to throw, and he's going to get met in the pocket by about 4 defenders right there.
Yeah, and I
see Matt Lukovich there in the 70 up in the mix.
Yeah, and I know one thing that I emphasized before was that with number 18 being the quarterback, it's going to make things a little bit more interesting because we saw how dominant he was while running. So it's going to, again, take him out of that picture within the run game, and it's going to force him to either throw it or use another quarterback, which we know number 13 on Washingtonville has been a huge force for them.
So we'll have to see here on this second down, correct me?
It is second down, yes.
Second down here, what the Wizards decide to change it up to do. Or maybe they'll try and pass it again. Who knows? Not much to say. We're just going to wait for them to snap the ball. And it's going to be another fake pass this time. He's going to run it up himself, and he's not going to get as far as he wanted to. He's going to get taken down at about the line of scrimmage that they were originally at.
Yeah, so it's going to set up a third down. Again, I wouldn't say it's that much of a big third down for Warwick or Washingtonville, but obviously for Washingtonville, they want to get that first down in order to get a fresh set, in order to then score, which is obviously their goal, being down 16.
The Wildcats currently trying to make sure they can shut out this drive and hopefully take the ball back, score one more time, and try and put away this ball game.
Yeah, I think definitely if they stop it here, then they're able to then play smart with the clock, which I believe there was a timeout called on Washingtonville. So I think both sides, they need a much needed rest, much needed breath. Just, again, it seems like Washingtonville's offense has been out here for the majority of the game, and the defense of Warwick has been out there for even longer, it feels like.
I think that Warwick, it seems like both sides of the ball are just final. Like, it took a little bit, and I've noticed this lately with this team. It almost feels like every team has kind of planned for them in a way, and they don't initially know how to answer. And then this Warwick team kind of pieces it together. Second quarter, they start to figure it out, and then the second half, they hammer them down with whatever they figured out how to change up. Yeah. And that's just what this Warwick team has been really good at so far this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
No, I was going to say, I definitely think the coaching staff of Warwick has proved an excellence of just being able to adapt to these different scenarios.
What a different scenario is here, I don't think we've had a... I don't even know if he seems like a running back. I've never...
And there is a flag.
Maybe he tried an offsides there? No, it's on the Wizards.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Wizards, which, again, makes things a little bit more difficult for the Wizards, but then... Again, Warwick, you can't get too excited about that because we've seen before that the third and longs tend to be somewhat the Wizards' strengths, which is kind of weird to say, but then obviously every team has a strength.
And every team has a weakness.
Which I feel like they've been able to convert a lot of these plays, so I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something out big right here.
Hopefully, in the case of Warwick, this is nothing too big. Matthew Rodriguez gets the ball in his hands, and he's just not going to have anywhere to go with it.
Yeah, it looks like he slipped up just a bit.
He's down. Oh, no, I think he's going to get up. Yeah, he's going to get up with some help there from Grant Havel.
Yeah, and you just got to respect it. And it looks like 13. Again, it looks like he's kind of taking a beating tonight. But, again, it just shows how much passion, so much energy that he brings to the team that he just wants to leave it all out on the field.
Can't do anything but respect that. So it'll be 4th down here. I mean, the Wizards, you think you got to go for it, right? Because you got to score.
Yeah, I mean, obviously being down 16, you could go for the 3 points, but I don't think that would do any...
No real big gain there.
Right. Obviously, then it'll make things 13, but I think right here, you got to go for it.
Worst case scenario, you're just stuck at 16. You got to get the ball back again.
Exactly.
It's going to be a pass this time. He's looking to air it out. Oh, he's got some open running lane. He finds a guy down the field, maybe, and it's going to be caught. And a touchdown, I believe, for the Wizards, and that's going to put them back on the board again.
And it is number 13 on Washingtonville, who has
his 4th, I think. Yes, 4th touchdown through the air, and that's going to put the Wizards up to now 25 points.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just... They've been able to make these big plays happen, and it's just, like we said, it's one of their more, I was going to say weird, but like...
There's these long plays that seem to benefit the Wizards. I don't know. I don't quite get it, but I can't do anything but respect it.
Right.
They're going to go for 2 here to try and make it 27, because remember, 27 puts it in a 1-score game.
Right. So I wouldn't blame them for trying to do that.
He's going to try and go for it. He's going to scramble, and he's got a man, and he's got it.
And it's number 13 again.
27 points now for the Wizards. They're still down by 8 to the 35-point Wildcats.
Again, they're not going down without a fight, which is just, it's going to be a huge game.
Remember, the Wildcats trying to keep that 7-0 streak alive and move to 8-0. And with the way that, just as an update, with the way that the other game of the other undefeated team in Section 9 is going, it's looking like the Wildcats might be the only undefeated team if they can pull out this W.
Yeah, so I mean, now only down, what 35 minus 27?
There's 8 points.
Yes.
8-point game.
Yeah, so it's do or die now. I think Warwick, obviously now they have to score, but they also have to watch the clock. They want to make sure that there's no time left for Washingtonville to get any of these possessions. Because mind you, they also have to get a two-point conversion.
Yeah, they do need another 2-point conversion if they want to actually take the tie even in this game. Warwick also, they have their offense has been on all cylinders. Keep in mind, they did not get a turnover on downs or anything. If you forget somehow, the onside kick just went Wizards' way.
Yeah,
so.
And let's just make sure that if they do the onside kick, I definitely think Warwick just has to be a little bit more vigilant of the different possibilities that can come out of this kickoff.
So we'll see here as they kick it off to the Wildcats again. Number 12 to kick it off. That one is not going to be on onside. That one might go through the back of the end zone. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. He hit that one. He's got to run that out, I think. Oh, no. Are they going to count that as a touchback?
I'm not sure. He definitely
Usually when they hit it and then it goes in the end zone, it counts as a safety if the other team gets it or a touchdown.
Yeah, so we're going to see where they mark this ball.
Usually that's what happens. I might be wrong with high school ruling. It is a little different, but...
Yeah, it's definitely going to be around the 20-yard line or so of Warwick's possession.
So I guess we'll have to...
So I think they might have just marked it where it was kicked.
Okay, so that is good to know. Okay, so then the Wildcats offense will come back out on the field. And it's going to count as a touchback here. So Wildcat offense comes back on the field. Let's see what Brody's going to be able to do. He's going to hand it off this time to Giacomo. He's got an open gap on the right side, and he stays on his feet. And he's going to keep running a little bit and get a couple yards and make it about 2nd and 8.
Again, it's just one of those plays that Giacomo's been able to, you think he's down, but he's able to stay up. And again, it wastes a couple seconds off the clock. And again, you're able to gain a couple more yards off of that play. Yeah, so we're looking about like 9 minutes left to go. So I think, again, if you're Warwick, you're going to try to at least just drain this clock.
They have the resources to pass it and score. I feel like I almost... Well, actually, let's see what they do here on 2nd down. Brody takes it. He's going to step back. He's going to pass it. He's looking for somebody to come open. He's going to take it himself. He doesn't think there's anybody open. And he's going to get a couple yards there and make it 3rd and short. What I was going to ask you is, if you're Warwick, do you almost want to just score to not have to worry about that?
I say that you have to worry about those two things together. I think, obviously, scoring is still on the table because you want to be able to at least have that comfortable lead. That way the defense can kind of breathe a little bit. But then again, you want to make sure that there's little to no time possible for those things to happen.
We'll see how Warwick is able to respond here on this 3rd down. You hear the defense chants by Washingtonville fans over here. Brody steps back. He's looking for somebody to come open. He thinks he's got somebody deep. He's got a man. Oh, and it's going to be a hit. Danny Devine, and he got the flag.
There is a flag, so that's going to be a pass interference against Washingtonville, which is going to put great field position for Warwick, I believe.
You saw Danny raise his hand up. He was looking for the flag because he was tracking that ball and hit before the ball was able to get there.
And, he would have had that. It was just the Washingtonville defender kind of pulled his arm back, it looked like, a little bit. And that, again, is just fortunate for Warwick.
So that'll aid the Wildcats immensely as their attempt to try and move down the field. So they haven't moved down the field, though.
Unless there's a penalty that happened before.
It's a 1st down is what I know. I don't think anything else was called.
There might have been a penalty that happened before the pass interference that they elected for.
It's just a weird position to throw that. Oh, no, okay. They still moved up a little bit. It's a 1st down, so I don't know what the exact ruling was, but 1st down nonetheless for the Wildcats. Brody takes the ball, looking for an open man. He thinks he's got one. He's got one. Dylan Sullivan. He's got some open space in front of him around the left side. He does a spin move. Damn, that's a big jersey pull, and he's going to get taken down just about around the 50.
You know what? And you're about 7 minutes, 48 seconds. It's still a 1st down for Warwick. Again, I don't know. It's
big 1st down. Big 3rd down. Big everything here in Warwick. But you know what? Big Warwick.
Especially for this kind of game, it's just these big plays are what they need to win. So they've been able to capitalize those different penalties and just being able to stay in the game, stay comfortable, and just continue playing the way that they are. They're not changing anything.
I reiterate, Warwick wins this game. They're in the playoffs. They know what's at stake. Brody looking around, trying to get somebody to pass it to. He's just going to launch it. Oh, and it bounces off of receiver's hands. I believe that was Anthony Mazza or Dylan Sullivan, one of the two.
And he's lucky that pass was not deflected in the way of a defender. That could have gone very wrong for Warwick.
But it'll stay 2nd down.
You see, the thing that I love about these high school games is that you see just kind of the dual sides of these athletes. You see number 18, who's the quarterback for Washingtonville, also playing defense.
just a lot of dual athletes. You don't see it as much in college, and you never see it in the pros.
It's almost like the Colorado player, Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He is a beast. But you know who else is a beast? Brody Frederick. he is great with the football in his hands. Let's see what he does this time. He's going to dump it off to Dylan Sullivan, who's got some open space, but he's not going to be able to use it. It's going to be third and kind of short.
Again, it's still manageable. Again, if they keep doing those short little passes.
Burn some clock.
Yeah, burn some clock. Again, we're looking about almost 7 minutes. So it's a good position for Warwick. Again, you just got to be smart. You don't want to make anything too fast, too early. Again, you want to play smart. You want to play just with the time. And I'm sure that they're playing till the last second of that play clock.
You also know they have the ability to run the ball if necessary, this team does. So
yeah, Giacomo's been a little bit quiet, but again, he's had that huge game earlier, so he's definitely having some well-deserved rest.
Brody, a huge pass to the right side. He's got a man, and it's going to be caught and into the end zone. It's going to be Danny Devine getting revenge for the PI call.
But I think they're going to mark him
down?
short.
Oh, no. He thinks he got it in? Does he think he got it in?
I think so.
Oh, his knee hit the ground before he crossed the plane. That's going to be unfortunate. Maybe he did get in. Are they marking the scoreboard up?
No, I think they're leaving it at that 1 yard
Oh,
line.
man. You know he's going to want that touchdown. That's unfortunate. I think he just found out.
It's a little unfortunate, but, it burns the clock.
So, I mean, that's not the end of the world, and they have 4 downs. It's a reset, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're now at – that was almost an entire minute of the play. So if they're able to score right here, which it looks like they are able to do.
They're going to try and push it in, and they will. No?
Let's see.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
get the official confirmation. Yeah.
And it's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. This time it goes in, and it's going to put them up to 41-27 now over the Wizards.
And that was Brody Frederick with their own rendition of the tush push.
Not banned at high school, so they are allowed to do as they please with that. So Wildcats put it back on the board. Pending the extra point, they can maybe make it 42 or 43, depending their choice.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be smart here. I mean, I do see Wyatt Vreeland going out there, so let's see what the play is. I wouldn't be surprised if they just kick the field goal just to
take it safe and easy.
Yeah, so we're going to see what they end up doing here. Yeah, so Brody is still out on the field.
I mean, going for 2 doesn't hurt them. They're up 14 with the score they have.
So I think they just want to make sure that there's just little to no chance for Washingtonville to come back. But then again, we've seen crazier things. We've seen those onside kicks, so I think they're just trying to boost that lead as much as they can.
We know number 13's a threat. He doesn't want it to be a problem. And that 2-point conversion to Wyatt Vreeland is complete, 43-27. That makes it a 16-point game yet again for the Wildcats, trying to put this game out of reach.
It seems like almost automatic. Every time they go for that 2-point conversion, like Wyatt Vreeland is just like the guy to go.
It's just he's
gets
so
open.
versatile. He plays linebacker. He's on the line sometimes. He's a fullback sometimes. He's a receiver. Wyatt Vreeland's all over the field.
Yeah. I mean, again, just being the dominant player that he is, just being able to play both sides of the field, and just, again, that was the one key to the game that I wanted to emphasize the most, was trusting both the offense and the defense. I know for the viewers, they might have been like, oh, Ryan's lying because it's like the first half was kind of iffy a little bit, but this second half is why I say you have to trust both sides. You force the turnovers on Washingtonville, but then you also trust your receivers, you trust Brody to make these things happen.
So, with that score, as long as they can hold Washingtonville probably to a 3-and-out one more time, that should be enough.
Yeah, I mean, Washingtonville, obviously, now you're looking at exactly 6 minutes left on the clock, so now it's just, can they force them to make a mistake?
And this kick is going to go down to about the 10, and it's going to get taken back to the 30-35 before getting taken down. Number 26 there on Washingtonville.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely one thing about this Wizards team is that they will not go down without a fight. That they want to make sure that if Warwick wins, it's to the very last second. They want to make sure that there's little to no chance.
And they got to eliminate it all right now.
Yeah, I mean, they want to make sure that if they're going to be eliminated, they want to go down fighting. They don't want to give up on this game. And you can definitely see that they are not a giving up mentality, that they keep fighting, they keep pushing, they keep scoring.
The postseason looms in the balance for the Wildcats, and 8-0 is also right in front of them. It's just all about taking it. What would you do for an undefeated season?
What would you do?
What would you do?
I don't see John Quinones out here, though.
What I do see is that number 18, and he's going to take this ball and he's going to snap it. He's looking for an open pass. He's going to bomb it down the field. He thinks he's got a man, and it's going to be just incomplete, just out of reach of number 13.
He had his hands on it, too. So, again, number 13, who has been just such a dominant player for the Wizards team, you see that he knew he could have had the ball, just unfortunately just couldn't grasp onto it.
This game, again, I do preference, is not over, because if the Wizards do score, like you saw right there, they were able to drive down they almost just bombed it 60 yards down the field. That would have been a big play.
And that would have been just like a 15-second play because the clock stops at 5 minutes and 44 seconds. So, again, that would have forced Warwick to then have to score or at least hold out as much as they can.
And or drive the clock down, but to no cigar on that play. So it'll be second down for the Wizards.
Again, I'm just very impressed by this Washingtonville team. Just, again, not being afraid to throw those kinds of passes. Again, being down that many points, they have trust in their own players, which, again, it's just a characteristic that you just love to see in these high school football games.
You know, we never really talk about it on broadcast, but I have to ask you, is there any player in particular, especially on Warwick tonight, that has stuck out to you?
I got to go with Giacomo. Just, again, having those huge plays, just having those huge drives, and just never giving up on those runs is just something that I am very impressed by with the style of run that he has.
He's very quick compared to Aaron Callender's power, excuse me. So we haven't seen as much Aaron tonight, but
that's the beauty of these games where it's like each guy can rely on one another, where it's if maybe one isn't playing as much,
the other one can step up when
exactly.
needed. 18 gets that ball out of bounds. It's going to be third down now.
Yeah, you can definitely see that Warwick's defense is kind of ramping up its aggression, where it's like they just want to force him to make these passes. And again, we've seen Lucas Siever with those 2 interceptions, so it's can they maybe force a third interception or some kind of other kind of change?
Other than obviously wanting to just get to the quarterback for your sack stat, you know, everyone wants that. But it also takes time out of the clock, because I believe the clock keeps running when the sack happens. So that would be important.
Yeah, so
we're
looking at about 5 minutes, 36 seconds left. So again, Washingtonville's driving down the field. Again, they're going to take their time, but then again, they can't take too much of it.
So let's see what the Wizards have planned here on third down. Third and long. 18, Aiden Sullivan, what does he got? Hikes the ball, takes it, looking for somebody. Oh, and he's got a man trying to get to him in the sack for the. Oh, it is almost picked off. But it's not going to happen. Aiden Corvallis almost got his hands on that ball.
Again, it's just one of those plays where it's as soon as Warwick applies that pressure to the quarterback is going to try to get the ball as fast as I can, and then again, it might result in an interception, which we almost saw happen.
But he has to try it, and you're going to see, you can see our cheerleaders here cheering on our Warwick team as they're trying to secure the W. But I was going to say, our fourth down here, they have to go for it, because if they get it, they have the opportunity to score. If Warwick can take this fourth down and shove it to them,
it might be game over.
That could be the end of the game for the Wizards. Biggest play of the game. Here we go. Wizards take it. Sullivan looking for open space. He's scrambling around in the pocket. He's got a man on his right side. He gets it down the field. It's going to be picked off. Lucas Sieber gets his third of the game, and that should do it for the Wildcats. With a lot of time on the clock, just time to chew out. But 3 picks, three picks is a lot for Lucas Sieber. He was already leading the team. He had about 7 on the year. That makes it close to double digits, if not already.
Just a great read by Lucas. Just being able to get all of that magic to happen.
He tells me he wants to get those interceptions. Who doesn't love interceptions, right?
No, exactly. To have 3 of them in one game, we've seen a couple hat tricks today.
So with that, that's going to give the Warwick offense back onto the field. And if they can score again, remember, Warwick they've been in the 43 range all season. If they score again, they can get to 50. Oh, it was a fumbled snap right there, but it's going to work out. Muhammad gets a couple of yards there. National Report gets it to about the 30.
Yeah, again, just dwindling the clock just to make it somewhat impossible for Washingtonville to complete the comeback. So again, I definitely think Warwick just playing smart, just getting these things to work.
So the Wildcats are just trying to secure the W because they know what's in sight next week, and that's the chance at home field advantage in the playoffs. And and who wouldn't want home field advantage in the playoffs?
No, exactly. You know, being able to play Friday Night Lights in Warwick, it's nothing like it.
We'll see here what they decide to do on offense on this second down in about 7. Brody hands it off to Muhammad again. He's going to run a lot of. Oh, that's not Muhammad. Is it? I don't know. A lot of open space. I was correct. It was Muhammad. Okay. I keep second guessing myself. Muhammad gets a third down here for us.
Yeah, so it's about like a 3rd and 4, and again, we're looking at about 4 minutes left in this 4th quarter, so it just seems like Warwick's just going to probably run it through again. I would say they want to just get the first down just to not have Washingtonville have the ball. So
the idea would be get a couple first downs, probably want to get to about the red zone, and then they can pass it because they've got whatever time left on that clock at that point.
Yeah.
I don't imagine they're trying to get first downs instantly. I mean, it's nice, but you don't need to go for your first down on the first down.
No, you see, worst case is that they run this ball, it's a 4th down, you're going to let the clock wind down even more, and then just, again, and then you see Coach Rico there calling a timeout, so.
I was going to say, no sense of urgency from this team either. They don't need to let the clock, come to them. They can just let it go.
Yeah, so the clock stops exactly at 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
So if you're Sirico, what are you telling your guys right now?
I think you just take a breath. You all worked hard in this game. Just keep applying the pressure, keep having fun, and just let the game end naturally. Don't force anything to happen. Be smart with it. Just let it play.
And for Washingtonville, is there anything that you tell your guys? Because this game, although it looks bleak, it's still not over. What do you tell them?
Don't give up. I mean, I know that's pretty much easy to say, but I think it's just don't give up on yourself. You guys proved enough that you've applied enough pressure that you can make something happen.
Warwick, again, trying to secure a playoff spot and trying to remain undefeated in 2024.
Everybody in the stands agreed on that one tonight.
Brody looking for an open guy. He's got one over the middle. Anthony Mazzo's got some open space and takes it about the 50. He fumbles it, but he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, so again, it's going to be a first down Warwick. So, again, not too much of an urgency of Warwick.
And we are just getting word that Port Jervis has, in fact, lost to the Minisink Warriors, meaning that the Wildcats, as we speak, are the only undefeated team in Section 9.
Way to go, boys.
So if they can close out this game, they will be 8-0, the only ones.
And you guys got to be careful with that, too, because, Minisink is going to be a tough team to play on the road next week.
The ones that just beat Port Jervis, and it's going to be another run up the middle here by Muhammad. He's going to get it to about 3 yards on that one. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Looks like the ball did pop out, but there was the whistle that was called before.
I think his knee. Oh no, they call it a fumble? You see some cheering on the Washingtonville side of the stands over here.
I mean, I don't see.
But the offense has not moved off the field, so I don't think anything has really changed.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any big possession change happen here.
So, yes, you see Brody run back onto the field. So, it'll be 2nd and about 7. So, I mean, time's winding down. It's getting late. These guys want to score one more time, you think?
I mean, why not, right? I mean, again, you don't want to add too much to the bleeding, but
you got to keep a decent enough of a lead. You see Dylan Sullivan. He's got a lot of open space. He's going to run it down the field, and he's going to stay on his feet to the 25, the 15, 10, 5, and he's going to – no, he's not going to get there.
Oh, and look
at that. You can see he wanted to get in the end zone. He hasn't tonight, but – he does a great job for Warwick and brings it all the way down to the 1-yard line, just like Danny Devine did earlier.
Again, just a huge play. I wasn't really expecting it was a short pass, but knowing the Sullivans just being able to keep on their feet and not going down has definitely been a huge strength of Warwick's offense.
Dylan we talk about speed. He has a lot of it, and you showed it right there. So I mean, at this point, if you're Warwick, just put it in the end zone, right?
I mean, you might as well. Again, you're looking at 2 minutes, 15 seconds. I believe there was a timeout called or a stoppage of play. I think a Washingtonville player got shook up a little bit.
We weren't able to see who it was, but
I can definitely tell that he's going to be beating himself up a little bit for not getting that extra yard.
Who? You know, there's just. I feel like we've said everything there is to say. I feel like Brody has done his job at quarterback. I feel like our receivers have done their job. DBs, running back, everybody. Get a shout out to the offensive and defensive lines, too. They have done a great job. Brody has not really felt much pressure tonight.
I mean, what did I say? You got to trust both sides of the ball, and being able to trust them means they're going to be doing a great job, which, again, they've done exactly that.
You got to give everybody some love here tonight. You see Warwick's going to try and kneel it out.
Okay.
They're going to be respectful and not put on the extra points.
A little bit of victory formation.
I don't know if they have enough to run out the clock, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at about 2 minutes, so they're going to have to do that 3 more times.
And that takes 40 seconds. So that takes it. So I think Washingtonville by proxy gets the ball back.
Right, and then if anything does happen, unless they do run a play that
actually goes for yards.
Right. I mean, either way, they're at the 1 yard line, so it's just they're going to be wasting the clock. And they're going to try to force Washingtonville to call any timeouts if they do have any left.
So that will effectively end the game.
Yeah, you see, they're speaking with Brody about. I think they're probably going to take the delay of game.
There's no need to. No real need to, get this ball off. There's no rush. Warwick has secured the W effectively.
Yeah, so we're looking at about 1:05 left. I believe the clock is winding down, unless it is not. Yeah, it has not stopped yet. So
one more kneel should
do it.
Actually, 2 kneel. I don't know how it works, but I think at least one more kneel.
Yeah, so the clock stops at 51.9 seconds. So it's going to have to do two more.
Because it takes off about 40 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, you got to respect it. I mean, obviously they probably want to punch it in one more time, but at the same time, it's like
no need to take a man while he's down.
Yeah, there's no
respectful rivalry here.
Yeah. But again, just a great showing by everyone on the Warwick team. Again, you asked me the question earlier, but I feel like any of these guys we can just pull down from an interview and just they've all done their job.
You see, he even backs up there. They'll put the ball down, and I think one more victory formation huddle should do it.
Yeah, it looks like Washingtonville might only have like a second or so left.
I don't think they're actually going to get the ball back here. I think Washingtonville is.
Oh, right, yeah, because this is a 3rd down. So
this last one will do it, and that right there will end the game for the Washingtonville Wizards and Warwick Valley Wildcats. The Warwick Valley Wildcats move to 8-0 on the season with the 43-27 W over the Wizards. But everyone, don't go anywhere because when we come back, we'll have a postgame. The Warwick Valley Wildcats take the W over the Washingtonville Wizards, 43-27, and I am joined by Luca Siebert. Luca, 3 interceptions today. That is a high for you all season. That is a high for you all season. You can see here Wyatt coming in the shot. But how does that feel to just, have an incredible game on defense?
It feels great. But I want to thank my coaches and other teammates for always being there, trusting us. We're all confident, just doing our stuff, and that's what happens.
And Ryan, obviously, joining me here. Any final thoughts you have on the Wildcats going 8-0 and going to Minnesota next week?
I mean, I think it was a dominant performance both on offense and defense. Strong showing. Just keep the momentum going. Playoffs clinched.
So that'll do it for our coverage here for the Warwick Valley Wildcats versus the Washingtonville Wizards.
Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll be back with playoff action.